Hello? Hello? Alright, making sure everything's working. Looks like the microphone's on. Great. Hello, Wolfpack! We're back, and once again, we're doing another tier list, appropriately for the month of love, while we still have month left. We're gonna be talking about all the hottest animated Marvel babes. Yep, we got all of them here, including two pictures of Rogue. We are putting kind of a limit on this list. There is going to be like only one incarnation as a whole, so you're not going to be seeing double Storms, double Susan Storms, double Emma Frost, etc. You get the idea. We got the one fans seem to know the most, but we can talk about the other incarnations as we go through the list. So, anyways, doing a tier list on all the hottest Marvel women. We got all of them are here, from the classic 90s era of Marvel animation to Avengers Earth's Mightiest Heroes, which had some very dazzling women. Hey Kira, glad you made it. Doing our tier list here. Sorry, I got my 500 waters here to stay hydrated. Got something stuck in my throat. Sorry about that. Okay, yeah, we're talking about all the hottest Marvel women. We are limiting it to one entry for the character, but we will talk about other versions, some that are much hotter than the ones selected here, but I assume these are the ones that fans picked as the most recognizable or the most alluring of all the Marvel babes. They're all here, at least all the ones people had a crush on. Surprisingly, none of the Disney cartoon women made it on here, unless you count Earth's Mightiest Heroes, but when I say Disney, I'm talking about the ones that were clearly more inspired by the MCU. We have all the classic babes on here. So yeah, we're going to be ranking them all from best to worst. Let me go over it in case this is your first ever tier list. I will be putting each character up here on the list, best to worst. We have different slots where each woman will go. So at the bottom, we don't really have a worst category. We have meh. These are the plain Janes, the mediocre, the 5 out of 10 women, we'll just say, to be nice. These are women that don't really appeal to me and are definitely not high tier when you think of hottest Marvel women. Next, we have cute. It speaks for itself. These are cute, they're pretty, they're adorable, but not exactly date-worthy. I guess you could qualify this as a waifu list. They're cute and adorable, but nothing more. Next, we have hot. These are women who are definitely the eye candy, the appealing ones. They look hot, look good, but kind of a question mark if you date them or marry them. I'll put it that way. Kind of a question if you want to pursue a long-term relationship. Then we have super hot. Yeah, speaks for itself. These girls are gorgeous. They are worthy girlfriends. They are cool. They look good, kicking ass, and being, honestly, models of perfection. And up top, we have Marry Right Now. S tier. These are perfect. These are every boy's Marvel crush. These are the ones you think of when you think hot animated Marvel girl, hottest character in the comics, hottest character in the cartoon. The ones we absolutely love and are the perfect ones. So as you can see, we do have a pretty sizable list. I did a list like this for the Justice League or the DCAU, and I wanted to give Marvel their fair chance, but Marvel has not exactly had a super tight universe. We have the 90s universe, which a lot of people don't remember, and we have the Christopher Yost verse, which most of his women made it on here for sure, so they kind of mixed them together, but unfortunately, both didn't last as long or as iconic as Paul Dini and Bruce Timm's universe. So excited for this early birthday gift. Yeah, you're welcome, Akira. We might be doing a Goosebumps tier list next time. Also, it's a shame that your Are You Afraid of the Dark channel videos are blocked in the USA. Most of them are viewable, some of them are not. It's BS, but it's kind of why I'm dropping Are You Afraid of the Dark. So, no Moon Girl? No, because she's underage, bro. We have legal women. They're 18 or older. As you can see, most of these women are definitely adult women. So, yeah, we're not gonna be not gonna have anybody call us things or call the cops on this list. All legal women, bruh. Villains like Aftershock or Abyss. I did not make this list. Somebody else made it for me. As you can see, Rogue is on here twice. One is Rogue, and one I'm assuming is Rogue's nice rear. Which, don't get me wrong, very nice and pretty funny having it on here, so it's kind of why I chose this list. Got a lot of alluring Marvel ladies, and yeah, the women of Marvel are very hot and very kick-ass, unless you're watching a Disney product from Marvel. But yeah, gave us a lot of cartoon crushes, just as much as the DCAU did. I grew up watching X-Men Evolution, The Avengers Earth's Mightiest Heroes, and Spectacular Spider-Man. I rewatched 90s cartoons when they were rerunning on Jetix. I did watch Wolverine and the X-Men when that was airing. Never got to finish it, though, until later. But yeah, we got women from different cartoons. We will talk about their alternate versions because I do prefer Spectacular's Black Cat over the 90s one, but whatever. I know that She-Hulk would be on top as this is the better incarnation than the live action. Oh yeah, all these women are better than the live action incarnations. Some debate Jessica Alba's Susan Storm, but this Sue's no slouch either. Alright, so you all want to see where these ladies land, so let's get right to it. On our live-action Marvel women, She-Hulk was the first, and she was the worst because the MCU She-Hulk is garbage. So let's talk about the real She-Hulk, the animated She-Hulk from the 90s, the Incredible Hulk show. Voiced by Cree Summers. She was voiced by a different woman in the first season, but Cree Summers, the icon. She-Hulk, the real She-Hulk. Mary right now, yep, love her. She made my top 10 waifus list. Of course she's going up here. The real She-Hulk is awesome. Jennifer Walters, Bruce Banner's cousin turned superhero, is an incredible character. Basically a strong role model for women and a huge sex symbol for males. Boys definitely like She-Hulk, and yes, She-Hulk was made to be superhero eye candy, but she did evolve into a great character on her own, because She-Hulk is the fun one. She-Hulk is lovable, charming, friendly, and does the right thing, and basically the embodiment of the perfect woman. She-Hulk, as Jennifer Walters, she was this quiet, shy, nervous, like social outcast loser girl. Jennifer was kind of the nerd girl. She was shy, scared, easily frightened, and basically, during a freak accident, she gets a blood transfusion where she becomes She-Hulk because she took her cousin Bruce Banner's DNA. Bruce Banner gave her a blood transfusion, which of course had Hulk DNA in there, turning her into She-Hulk, and her She-Hulk form, perfection. Basically, the strong, independent woman Jennifer wishes she was. Strong, confident, well-meaning, caring, and beautiful. That gamma radiation is a girl's best friend. And, yeah, absolutely love her. This She-Hulk is everything MCU shit-Hulk wishes she was. She's cool, she's badass, got all the Hulk powers and strength, but got a lot better in her personality because Jennifer could be herself, could actually stand up for herself. She had the strength to back it up and be the woman she always dreamed of being. And this did give Jennifer more confidence in her normal human form too, which, yeah, really love her. Yeah, Cree Summer does a better voice. Also, at least this She-Hulk doesn't show that much of her feet. Yeah, this She-Hulk shows everything else. Yeah, absolutely love her. She-Hulk is pretty much Marvel's Marilyn Monroe. She's a celebrity superhero. She's hot and she knows it. Men want her, women want to be her. She kicks ass, she's fun, she's the hope bringer to her cousin Bruce, and she was definitely the highlight of the Incredible Hulk show, so much that they actually made her a main character because guys loved her that much, and girls actually did look up to her because, surprise, girls like being hot and being so cool that everyone in the room faints at the sight of her, and boys, of course, had massive crushes on her, especially thanks to Cree Summer's voice. Cree Summer, easily my favorite She-Hulk. Eliza Dushku actually does a pretty good job on the Agents of Smash show. Yeah, insert "I'd like to smash her" quote here. Yeah, She-Hulk is definitely one of the best, one of my favorite Marvel babes, and I don't think anyone's gonna disagree that she's a million times better than that awful MCU shit Hulk is. This is She-Hulk done right because she's actually comic accurate and she's actually fun. Definitely marriage material, I will say. Black Cat is right here. They got 90s Black Cat, Akira. Sorry, just reading some comments. Yeah, She-Hulk's up top because of course she is. Moon Girl have two, and I was talking about Lunella, Grandma Mimi, not Lunella. Sorry, never watched Moon Girl in my life, and the animation on that is pretty weird. Yes, Black Cat is here. They got 90s Jennifer Hale Black Cat. And Cree Summer does the voice better. Yep, they don't show her feet either. Like, it's a shame Red She-Hulk isn't on here. Technically, she is. This is Betty Ross from the Hulk show. She did not become Red She-Hulk yet. If she was, we'll talk about her anyway, because they're the same character. I remember the anime version of Marvel Comics, She-Hulk is a bunny, so she Bunny Hulk. And it didn't hurt that her outfits were sexy. Surprised she got away with it. Yeah, her outfit's pretty hot. She's wearing her fashion model outfit in this picture, which, very perfect. Really love her. She-Hulk was a part of the Fashion Warriors, one of the best episodes of the series because it's a team of hot girls kicking ass. Okay, you want to talk about Black Cat? They got the animated series Black Cat right here. Personally, I prefer Spectacular Spider-Man's Black Cat, Tricia Helfer, but Jennifer Hale is no slouch either. Black Cat, yeah, going into Mary right now, of course she is. It's Black Cat. She's Marvel's Catwoman. If you don't know, she's actually Felicia Hardy, the daughter of a supervillain father. Sometimes his identity changes depending on what incarnation you're following. They got the 90s Black Cat, played by Jennifer Hale in one of her early action roles, and she really kicks butt. Personally, I prefer Tricia Helfer from Spectacular Spidey, but, you know, they're the same character, so yeah, that version would be up here too. Black Cat, basically Marvel's Catwoman. She's a super thief with a cat moniker. However, she does have luck-based superpowers. She can give bad luck to people or good luck to people. Usually the good luck is for herself. And she's basically Spider-Man's Catwoman. A villain turned lover turned ally, frequently on and off girlfriend to Spidey. They got Jennifer Hale's show, and yeah, the 90s Spider-Man is a classic, of course it is. It is just as good as Spectacular Spider-Man. I just have a bias for Spectacular because I grew up with it. When I hear her talk, I can only think of Sam from Totally Spies. Yeah, that's Jennifer Hale too. I wish Christina V or Grey DeLisle was a She-Hulk voice in the future. Well, Grey DeLisle's busy being Catwoman, and Christina V is busy being Ladybug. Like, why She-Hulk become green, stronger, but can her clothes resist her muscles? I believe her bra and underwear are kind of stretchable. They are made from the same Hulk elastic. That's why it doesn't rip, and usually she gets a bare midriff every time she hulks out, so I guess it makes sense just to wear the sports bra and short shorts. Anyways, Black Cat, yeah, Mary right now. Black Cat, love her. She is Marvel's Catwoman, so of course I love her. Personally, I do prefer Selena more, but Black Cat, no slouch either. Jennifer Hale and Tricia Helfer, and I believe her name was Erica Luttrell from the Insomniac games. Pretty hot. Black Cat's, of course, dressed in sexual spandex, loves the cat puns, loves being very seductive, especially towards Spidey. Jennifer Hale's Black Cat, honestly, in the 90s show is pretty good. She's got this kind of preppy, upbeat demeanor in her civilian life, but when the mask comes on, she's sultry, sexy, femme fatale, kind of like Catwoman again. She's very playful, flirty, and super confident in herself. Everybody who watched Spider-Man pretty much loved her because all the boys watched the cartoon for her, or just to see Spidey kicking ass. Well, guess Bruce Banner's shirt always breaks. Yeah, usually Bruce's pants stay on. He always loses his shirt. Yeah, I like Jennifer Hale's Black Cat, of course. She's has an will they, won't they kind of romance with Spidey, which is, of course, pretty hot because they're just the Marvel Batman and Catwoman kind of relationship. Will she turn good? She has good in her, but she has a bad streak in her. Tricia Helfer's Black Cat is definitely an iconic for me. It was my first Black Cat and really love her. Because, of course, it's a super sexy, badass thief. She's smug, she's confident, but she's also playful, witty, very charming, too, and Black Cat does have a good heart in her. Eventually, Spidey chooses Mary Jane. Black Cat runs off with Morbius and Blade in the 90s show to go fight evil vampires, but she gets dragged into the Secret Wars, and unfortunately, I did not like how Black Cat was in the Secret Wars because they kind of turn her into a damsel in distress who's in a love triangle between Spider-Man and Captain America. Yeah, really. Spider-Man and Captain America are in a love triangle where she's trying to choose. Eventually, she chooses Spidey, and I guess they were probably going to be together while Mary Jane was out of the picture because, spoilers, something happens to Mary Jane where she kind of departs the show. But yeah, Black Cat, of course, I'd put her on Mary right now. Who doesn't love Black Cat? She's the evil She-Hulk, another sex symbol for Marvel and really kick-ass one, but very fun, very alluring, got her mysterious, sultry charm to her. Definitely S tier for Marvel babes. Alright, so who to do next? Alright, let's do one for the meh. We'll put Madame Mask. She's going on meh. Yeah, sorry, she doesn't do anything for me, and her backstory might be a bit of a turnoff. If you're not an Iron Man fan, you might be questioning who the heck this woman is. Madame Mask is Tony Stark's psychotic yandere stalker supervillain, occasionally evil merc. Basically, she's a super scientist supervillain who got her face deformed and has a metal mask put over her to hide her deformities, which, yeah, not very attractive, and to make matters worse, she's also kind of a creepy yandere for Tony Stark. She has a creepy fascination with Iron Man and the CEO Tony Stark, where she tries to use her villain schemes to try and get in bed with him. I believe there was an evil scheme where she once tried to force Tony to marry her, and yeah, girl's kind of a psycho. She's definitely going on meh. Who is Madame Mask? An Iron Man villain. She's Tony Stark's kind of Cupid type of villain. Likewise, Black Cat's outfit super hot because she's wearing hot black leather like Catwoman. Also, we need a Lex Luthor tier list to tribute the first live-action actor. I have thought about that, Akira. I heard Gene Hackman died. I was going to do a tier list on him, but I'm trying to find a good one. I have not found one that has every Luthor incarnation. I found separate ones that have his animated versions and his live-action versions, but I want one with everyone. Who is Madame Mask in Iron Man villain? So basically, female Doctor Doom, but yandere. Yeah, kind of. Madame Mask, though, is not afraid to get her hands dirty. She actually does a lot of jobs herself. She does go toe-to-toe with Iron Man fighting him. She's in the 90s Iron Man cartoon. The Iron Man cartoon was not as big as Spidey or the Hulk. And she was also in, I believe, Iron Man's Armored Adventures. She's another villainess in that, and she's more mysterious in the CGI Armored Adventure show. Oh, and she has a cameo in that stupid claymation MODOK show, I know that. Madame Mask, definitely going on meh. Not attractive, psychotic yandere, ultimately a lesson on don't stick it into crazy. Alright, let's do one for cute, and let's put Kitty Pryde, aka Shadowcat from Wolverine and the X-Men, onto cute. Yeah, she's cute and adorable, but that's about it. Never really loved Shadowcat all that much. Everybody preferred X-Men Evolution Shadowcat, but I think this version was chosen because she's at least 18. Shadowcat, basically the fun girl of the X-Men. She has the power to walk through walls, turn her body intangible, kind of ghost powers. She gets other powers and like a pet dragon in later comics. This version of Shadowcat is voiced by Batgirl from my favorite Batman show, the 2000s Batman. But yeah, never really did anything for me. I found her adorable. She's sweet, she's kind, she's kind of a valley girl depending on what tune you're watching, but ultimately, I think she's okay. I remember that Iron Man in that version. No one knew that Iron Man and Tony are the same. Yeah, back then, Tony Stark and Iron Man hid his secret identity. He actually hid the fact that he was Tony Stark. The MCU kind of started the whole, oh, Tony's actually a public superhero with his powers kind of thing in mainstream media. I remember the scene where Kitty made a head and plate joke that confused me. Yeah, she can walk through walls, go through anything, turn her body like transparent, walk through basically any object. She could go through the ceiling, go through walls, nothing can hurt her. Very cool superpower, but honestly, Kitty's never been one of my crushes. I know everybody preferred Rogue. I preferred like Storm or Mystique, basically. I'm putting her on cute. People also might be pissed that the X-Men Evolution Kitty isn't on here because she actually looked very attractive because she was definitely a playgirl. But yeah, we'll stick Shadowcat on cute. Let's be glad that Shriek isn't on the list. Yeah, very glad. Also glad the MCU didn't show Madame Mask since Tony died. Yeah, MCU's kind of a train wreck. They brought the leader back in a non-Hulk movie, so yeah. I remember in that pilot, Pride of the X-Men, where Kath Soucie was Shadowcat. Never watched Pride of the X-Men. I was aware of it, but never seen it. I wish Christina V would voice Kitty. MCU babes this time? No, animated Marvel babes. We did the MCU babes already. Yeah, we got She-Hulk, the real She-Hulk, and Black Cat up top on Mary Now. Shadowcat, we're talking about, made it on cute. Madame Mask is a meh because she's crazy. Alright, so who should we do next? Got a lot of women on here who I really love, and got some I don't care for. Well, we're taking out some lame ducks first. Alright, let's take out Hela. Put her on meh. She'll go above Madame Mask because there is a fan base for her. Hela, the queen of the dead, does nothing for me. I haven't seen her very attractive in the cartoons, even when Nika Futterman voiced her. Hela is a Thor villain. She's queen of the underworld, ruler of the land of the dead. She doesn't do anything for me because her ridiculous Maleficent helmet is not a turn-on. Black Cat being top tier, yep, along with the real She-Hulk. Yeah, these two are definitely merry right now. Hela doesn't do much for me. 1, she's creepy. 2, she's also a villainess and not a very fun-loving villainess like Black Cat. And 3, she's also part dead, so I don't do necrophilia. Hela is Loki's daughter. Yeah, in the original version. You have to use this angle for Rogue in that picture, sus kitty. That's Rogue's ass, okay? We're counting Rogue and Rogue's butt, because I did not make this tier list, somebody else did. Anyways, Hela, she's meh. She doesn't do it for me like She-Hulk or Black Cat do. We'll leave it at that. Okay, so who do we want to do next? I guess we should take out one of the most popular trending Marvel women right now, Psylocke. Psylocke, I wish my buddy Bodhi was here, because Psylocke going on to Mary right now. Yep, really love Psylocke. The sexy psychic ninja girl. Sometimes Betsy Braddock, sometimes Quanon. That's kind of a weird mess where she's two people, but yeah, of course, Psylocke is hot. She's marriage material. Basically, a ninja mutant psychic. She can make psychic weapons with like her powers. She has like this cool butterfly looking spirit animal. She can make psychic ninja blades, psychic daggers. I believe she could also grow butterfly wings on her own. And look at her. She dresses like kind of in a bathing suit kind of look. Really loved Olivia Munn in the Apocalypse movie. She was definitely the highlight. And yeah, Psylocke has always been a fanboy's Marvel crush, especially if you're playing Marvel Rivals right now and everyone's picking her. What about the Wasp pick? You have her in the swimsuit. Yeah, because that's the best shot of her anime night. Like she's different to her Norse version since she is Two-Face. Psylocke has an opponent for Ahsoka on Death Battle. Well, Psylocke would win because she's a lot more in tune with her psychic abilities. Too bad the female symbiotes didn't make it on the list either, possibly because they're not animated yet. Yeah, these are the animated Marvel women, people, just to point out. We don't have any live action or video game ones on here. Psylocke, yeah, she really like her. She's kind of another mysterious kind of bad girl, but with a heart of gold. Depending on what version you read, Psylocke's sometimes kind of like Emma Frost, very smug and vain, but has a noble side deep down. Sometimes she's a silent assassin, but yeah, really like her. She's hot. She's like ultimate superhero eye candy, but also very kick-ass, very mysterious, and not afraid to get her hands dirty. She is very much kind of a Mortal Kombat ninja with mutant powers. And who doesn't like Psylocke? Everybody likes the way she looks, likes her sexy British accent, likes her traumatic backstory, if you can call it that, likes the fact that you're having two women for the price of one. Yeah, really like her. She's gone next to She-Hulk, slightly above Black Cat because she's a lot more badass. I think we all know that for the next one is everyone's favorite red-haired beauty. The one gives a known hero the nickname Tiger. So when are you going to do DC Animated Universe Female in Movies tier list? We did do the DC AU women, or all the women from the Diniverse animated series. So I was kind of doing Marvel as to compensate for that because I wanted to do animated Marvel women, but we ended up only doing the movie women. The movie tier list might do, gotta think about it. I have not seen the new Watchmen movie, that's about it. Alright, so yeah, let's do Tigress. I believe that's her name, Tigress. Yeah, going on to Mary right now. She'll go under She-Hulk because She-Hulk is a classic. This is, I believe her name is Tigra, not Tigress yet, Tigra. Basically, sexy badass cat girl who wears a ninja, basically wears her ninja bikini. She was a scientist who got herself mutated, kind of the Cheetah's origin from the Justice League Unlimited show, got turned into a mutant cat girl and uses her mutant powers to kick ass. She's a part of the West Coast Avengers, and yeah, really like her. Basically, flirty cat girl, love her. She likes to party, likes to have fun, very mischievous, very catty, and also ultra kick ass. And if there's anything your old buddy Catastrophe loves, it's sexy cat women. I do love MJ's sass. This Mary Jane, yeah. Okay, Tigra, yeah, she is the Marvel version of Cheetah, but ultimately a good guy. Yeah, she does need her own series, but knowing how Disney is, they're probably not gonna do it because she's too hot. Hey, Bodhi, you made it. We're talking about Tigra. She made it up here with She-Hulk and your favorite Psylocke. I meant Mary Jane Watson, but Tigra, okay. Love Tigra. Yep, Tigra, love her. She makes me feline good. Like Tigra, she is fun, adorable, kick-ass, looks very cool. Basically, the Justice League Cheetah. She was a scientist who got transformed into a cat person, but uses her cat powers for good. Joins the West Coast Avengers, has kind of... She really a playgirl attitude. She like flirts with a lot of the guys. She's dated a lot of the male Avengers. She dated Hawkeye, dated Hank Pym. When he broke up with Wasp, the fool, dated Iron Man, and yeah, she's really fun. Really like her. She's a total party girl. She has a lot of the Wasp's personality in her, but ultimately, I think Tigra is definitely waifu material. Who didn't like her? Who doesn't have a poster of her somewhere in your Marvel collection? Why? Since Disney Plus and Disney Channel can't have boys nosebleed. Yeah, because they're allergic to hot women. Also, I remember that she was in the Chip and Dale movie, but was viewed as an ugly character and wore pants in that film. Yeah, they ruined my girl. Okay, hot girls and animated Marvel heroes. That's what we're doing now. Also, I heard that foot fetishes love her because of her cat-like feet. That's not a turn-on for me. I like her because she's a model with fur. Tigra as in the MCU, not Tigress from Kung Fu Panda. Okay, my mistake. I just forgot the name. Yeah, Tigra gone on to Marriage Material, but definitely outclassed by She-Hulk. Yeah, don't worry, Bodhi. Psylocke made it up here too, along with Felicia Hardy, because these are the good representations of our favorite Marvel babes. Alright, so who should we do next? Well, with Bodhi here, I know he'll probably want his lovely Amora the Enchantress. And don't worry, Bodhi, the Enchantress, going on to marry right now. This is Thor's #1 fangirl, Amora the Enchantress, an evil witch of Asgard who uses her divine abilities to get into Thor's pants. And she did create the Masters of Evil in the Earth's Mightiest Heroes show. So, I didn't know much about Amora up until I watched Earth's Mightiest Heroes, where she was played by Kari Wahlgren, and yeah, what's not to like about her? Very classic sexual hot witch. She's a sorceress using her magic, pulling villain schemes, has a very flirty attitude, especially towards Thor. Very arrogant, very haughty and smug, likes to play with mortals as toys, but has a huge crush on Thor, which leads to some hints that there is a good person deep down underneath, but she's just very immature and selfish. If that's Betsy Braddock next to Tigra, good, my man. Yep, that is her. I believe this is the Betsy Braddock version when she was possessing Kwannon. They were still combined when the 90s show was out. You want Domino next. Like why DC and Marvel both have both girls named Enchantress, but can't sue each other? Well, because the Amora the Enchantress sometimes goes by her actual name, so that's kind of their ride around. Anyways, yeah, Bodhi, you're right. The Enchantress definitely marriage material, marry right now. She is an S-tier hottie. Sexy, busty, voluptuous blonde girl. She kicks ass. Very powerful. Love her dynamic with Thor. Basically, she wants Thor to be her lover, but Thor is ultimately a hero and spurns her advances because Thor has a lot more strength than most mortal men. Did you know that people ship Black Cat with Venom? Venom might steal your woman, Cat. Oh, that's fine. I have Tigra and She-Hulk. Yeah, Black Cat and Venom, very weird ship, not gonna lie, but I guess the black really gets her hot. Amora was my first fictional and comic crush, so what does that tell you? She's entirely redeemable. Oh, Bodhi, you really love your Amora. Yeah, Amora doesn't make it too high for me personally because she also had a thing with Baron Zemo. They were pretty much banging. They were hinting at that in the Earth's Mightiest Heroes show. She seduces Baron Zemo. They start the Masters of Evil, and don't worry, Bodhi, they break up because Baron Zemo is an evil bastard who was using her the whole time. He, plants a mind control collar onto her and completely betrays her so he can harness her Asgardian powers for his evil scheme. Amora is eventually freed thanks to the Avengers, but she has a total woman-scorned attitude where she murders the hell out of half the Masters of Evil. Hope you're having a wonderful day. Hey, just some random guy who comments. This version of Black Cat is with Morbius anyway. Yeah, we are gonna reference the other variants. Personally, I prefer Trisha Helfer's Black Cat a lot more. That's what got her up here, but Jennifer Hale's Black Cat is no slouch either. She got a lot more screen time and character development. She did hint that she was into Captain America too, though. Don't forget that in Secret Wars. Amora, I know a lot of people like this version from the movies. I was first introduced to her through Earth's Mightiest Heroes, and my friend Bodhi loves her on the Ultimate Alliance games. Never played those titles, so I don't know her very well. Gray DeLille has voiced Amora, but Kari Wahlgren was my first exposure to her, and We do not count the MCU's Hela, who was part Enchantress and part Hela. Hey, just some random guy. Thought you were... glad you stopped by. That was a gross ship. She was so into the evil that time. Yeah, she did kind of bang Baron Zemo, so I do not want that Nazi sloppy seconds. And she also kind of leads Scourge on, which is why I don't like her. Scourge is her bodyguard, basically her bouncer, her personal protector. Scourge is the one who does the dirty work. That's the High Executioner. He's obedient to Amora. There is a backstory there, but Earth's Mightiest Heroes got canceled before revealing it. Basically, Scourge owes her his life and will do anything for her. He's this ultra-powerful Hulk, and yeah, kind of awkward if you go on the date, you're basically having this guy with the huge axe sitting behind you. But yeah, don't worry, Bodhi. Amora, she's going on Mary right now. Basically, kind of got this Baroness kind of charm going on. She's the sexy bad girl. She kicks ass. There is a good person under there, but ultimately, she's very immature and very selfish. She'll do anything to get Thor. I do love that her idea of a romantic date is basically taking Thor's soul and they're living in like this perfect utopia. She created this fictional world where basically they sleep together. They're always cuddling, always doing stuff. Heavily implied to be banging, because we know Amora definitely wants that. Basically, this eternal heaven that she created, but Thor, being the man that he is, rejects her because he cares for his friends. And yeah, this did kind of give her a woman-scorned attitude for the rest of the series. As you can tell, like Black Cat, her relationship with Thor is on and off. Sometimes they do like each other, sometimes they're bitter enemies, and Amora, there's hints there that there's a good person. She does have a tragic backstory, but ultimately, her selfish desires is what holds her back from being a full-on good guy. But yeah, don't worry, Bodhi. Amora's right there next to Black Cat on Mary right now. Definitely a high-tier Marvel babe. And the MCU is never gonna get this woman right based on female Loki. Alright, so got a lot of babes. Well, who wants to go next? Okay, Akira did suggest Domino, so we'll do her. Domino, the sharpshooter. No, this is not Mystique, who I actually thought she was when I first saw Wolverine and the X-Men. This is Domino. Her mutant power is she's incredibly lucky, and she's a highly skilled markswoman. She knows how to shoot. She created, like, high-tech guns. She's a badass American. One of the most well-defined characters from Wolverine and the X-Men, voiced by Gwendolyn Yao, and surprisingly, I think I might put her on Mary right now. Yeah, I know, it's weird. Domino made it on S tier on the live action, and of course she made it on here too, because, I mean, look at her. She's basically a hot, badass merc girl with blue skin. Got that lovely cleavage window, as you can see, to show you that, yeah, this is definitely a feminine character. Domino I really liked on Wolverine and the X-Men, mostly because she gets a redemption arc. Surprisingly, she starts out as a villain. She's with the Brotherhood of Mutants. The Brotherhood of Mutants are Magneto's squad, basically trying to attack humanity and assert mutant dominance over the world. They're entirely a legion of racist mutants who are fighting back at oppression, actually being the bad guys. The Brotherhood of Mutants are just Magneto's X-Men, but made up of the evil, villainous mutants who don't care about human lives. Can you repeat She-Hulk and Black Cat? I'm just coming in. Very poor choice of words, James M. Wolverine and the X-Men is underrated. Very great show, despite one season. Yeah, don't worry, Emma Frost is on here too, and they got the Wolverine and the X-Men Jean Grey. I kind of wish they got the 90s or Evolution Jean, but whatever. I guess she's just an legal adult in this version. So, let me get some water. Hang on. Alright, so we're on Domino now, but She-Hulk and Black Cat, they are classics, man. Who doesn't love them? Black Cat, hot as hell. Basically, Marvel's Catwoman. Really like her. Jennifer Hale's performance is great. Personally, I prefer Tricia Helfer. We are addressing the other versions of these women, at least the ones worth talking about. Black Cat, great. Very marriage material. She's definitely one of the hottest Marvel women of all time because she's basically Marvel's Catwoman, and I love her adorable relationship with Spidey. And She-Hulk, the real She-Hulk, great. This is everything the MCU She-Hulk wishes she was. A cool, strong, independent woman. She's hot. Men want her. Women want to be her. She kicks ass. She's got a good heart deep down. Got that Hulk strength, and she's fun. I mean, she's the fun one. She's one of the funnest women on this list. Who doesn't want to hang out with a woman who has an optimistic attitude and confidence in herself and ultimately does the right thing in the end? Sometimes She-Hulk can be selfish and immature, but ultimately she's a great role model for women and basically the love of every man, because who doesn't love a strong, kick-ass woman? Oh, and Cree Summers' voice, hot. Love Cree Summers' voice as She-Hulk. She is my definitive She-Hulk, especially over that abomination in the MCU. Sad part is Domino looks like Shriek. Hey, Jon Snow, glad you made it. Yeah, we're on Domino right now, and yeah, I really like Domino. I mean, once again, she's got kind of like a Black Cat kind of look, wears hot leather, has that nice cleavage window, kick-ass merc girl. Basically, she's a sexy villainess, kind of standing in for Mystique. She's the rational one among the Brotherhood of Mutants. She wants change, doesn't like the human oppressors, and is helping Magneto out of an actual moral compass. She does believe in what Magneto's fighting for at first. What guaranteed her a spot on this list is Domino undergoes a redemption arc. So there's this weird story arc in Wolverine and the X-Men where basically we cut to the future where the Sentinels have conquered the Earth and have taken over the world, of course, and mutants are now in concentration camps being held prisoner alongside humans. Human society has collapsed and Master Mold has turned against all living beings and made it a Sentinel haven. And Domino is actually still alive and held prisoner in one of these mutant death camps, where she teams up with Professor X. Professor X did not die at the start of the series. He was teleported into the future through a very weird evil plan by the Hellfire Club. Basically, Professor X meets Domino here, and we see Domino has actually turned good. She had a change of heart and joins Professor X's makeshift future X-Men, now fully redeemed and now a good girl. And yeah, I really like that about her. They actually made me care about this character. I knew nothing about Domino until I watched this show, and actually really like that she did have character development, going from a villain girl to a hero girl in the future. And yeah, she's very pretty. Gwendolyn Yao has a very smooth, sensual voice, and Gwendolyn Yao played Shiala from Mass Effect, who I also loved, and she plays Shimigami, the ninja witch from TMNT 2012. So yeah, this girl has experience playing sexual characters. Who voiced Domino? Gwendolyn Yao. She played Shimigami in TMNT 2012, and she's Shiala, the green-skinned Asari from Mass Effect. Bodhi should know who I'm talking about. Shiala, she was very pretty. Yeah, basically, this is Shiala as an X-Men mutant. It will be difficult relationship with She-Hulk because of Snoo Snoo. Well, She-Hulk has that gamma radiation helping her out. Captain America and Black Cat had a connection in the past. They had a shipping moment in Secret Wars. Black Cat kind of had a fangirl crush on Captain America in the Secret Wars arc, and was caught in a love triangle with Cap and Spidey. Wait, she voiced Shimigami? Yes, Gwendolyn Yao, who plays Domino, also plays Shimigami, the ninja witch, the one who's friends with Karai and getting shipped with Mikey. That ninja girl, basically with a witch hat. Yeah, that's Gwendolyn Yao. She also voices Domino. I was kind of surprised because her voices are so vastly different. But anyways, yeah, Domino I'd marry right now. I mean, look at her. She looks like Selena Kyle, but blue. Of course I'd do her. She's definitely a shot that lands with me. Yeah, Gwendolyn Yao looks like a better live-action Sabine Sheng. Probably, but she's a lot older than Sabine's supposed to be. Domino's power is still luck. Yes, Domino has luck-based powers, and she uses that for shooting. In the cartoon, she's a markswoman. She has guns. She has, like, mercenary weapons. She knows how to shoot, and she uses her luck to help her nail bullseyes, basically. Her luck helps her make perfect shots. Okay, caught up with the comments. Yeah, she's still got luck-based powers. Alright, so let's talk about the other Wolverine and the X-Men babe, Emma Frost. Emma Frost, I know my friends will love this. Emma going on to Mary right now. I'm sorry, Bodhi, but she is going above Black Cat because Kari Wahlgren's voice much more smoother and sultry than Jennifer Hale's. Emma Frost is another telepath. Exactly like Domino, Emma used to be a villainess. She worked for the Hellfire Club, aka the Inner Circle for PG Marvel shows, and she basically caused the disappearance of Professor X and Wolverine and the X-Men, and out of guilt for basically destroying the X-Men and Xavier's school for children, she turns into a good guy and helps the X-Men, where she secretly undergoes a redemption arc, helping the X-Men as a new, reluctant ally turned full-blown hero. Yeah, by far the best version of Emma Frost, bar none. Absolutely agree, Shadowlink. Emma Frost, Wolverine and the X-Men made Emma Frost so popular. She became like a huge crush on the show. She kicks ass. Kari Wahlgren pretty much became the definitive voice for this character, and fans started to wonder who Emma Frost was thanks to this show, and yeah, everybody loved her. She dresses very sensually and hot, dresses like an evil white queen, basically, bears her midriff, shows off her nice rack. Kari Wahlgren really plays up her Enchantress voice. Kari Wahlgren voices Amora and Emma Frost. Really admire her, like, who didn't? Emma Frost undergoes a redemption arc in the show, so plot-wise, she does have a good heart in her. She has a conscience. Basically, we're following another villainous girl growing into a good guy. She joins the X-Men and slowly but surely accepts the X-Men as her family. She cares for them, grows to love, has a crush on Cyclops, which, yes, happened in the comics, but in Wolverine and the X-Men, it was kind of a question mark as to why. Emma Frost looked cool, but why is she made of diamonds than ice? Yeah, that is kind of weird. They call her Emma Frost because I guess the diamonds look like ice, but yeah, she has like a diamond form. Her powers are, she's a telepath. She can move things with her mind, she can read minds, and she can turn her body into diamonds. That's like why she's nicknamed the White Queen. She turns into like white diamond rock. It basically protects her from being attacked by other mutants, like either it gives her physical strength and it prevents her from being controlled by rival telepaths. It is pretty cool that Emma Frost can kick Psylocke's butt. That was one of her best scenes. Also, Deadpool Domino 2 looks less like the comics. Yeah, because they didn't make her blue, they made her black because, oh, her skin tone is dark, so that makes up for it. Yeah, Gwendolyn Yao is also Mrs. Deitch in Scooby-Doo and the Phantasaur. Needed some water. So yeah, Emma Frost, yeah, absolutely love her. Everybody loved her. Even Iceman was into her. Loved her. Her relationship with Cyclops was definitely a weird point because I'm not sure what she saw in him. I'm sure she felt guilty because they did try to abduct the Phoenix Force. So, spoilers for Wolverine and the X-Men. We find out Emma Frost is a part of the Hellfire Club, aka the Inner Circle because PG. And the Hellfire Club wanted to abduct the Phoenix Force. They were trying to abduct Professor X and Jean Grey. They succeeded at capturing Jean Grey. However, Professor X was beamed into the future from their attack, and Emma Frost has been helping basically both the X-Men by relieving her guilt and also secretly spying on them for the Hellfire Club. Emma has a change of heart, turns against the Hellfire Club, but they unleash the Phoenix Force as the endgame boss of the finale, and Emma dies sacrificing herself by taking the Phoenix Force in her and basically exploding in her diamond form because she can't handle it. I thought Emma Frost's powers was ice because of her name. Nope, she's actually a telepath. I don't know why they call her Frost because she doesn't have any ice-related powers. Again, she has like a diamond form and it looks kind of like a snow form, so I guess it's a nickname. And yeah, Emma Frost, so hot even Tony Stark wanted to marry her in a comic. Basically, one thing that pissed me off about Wolverine and the X-Men is everybody completely gets over Emma Frost's death. Like, didn't that piss you guys off? She dies sacrificing herself and blows up, defeating the Phoenix Force, and everybody goes to tending to Jean and forgetting Emma Frost ever existed. I assume next season there would have been grief and a grave in her memory, but no, because it never happened. It seems like they all took Emma Frost for granted. It's part of her redemption arc, I know, because she did betray the X-Men, but wow. She definitely made the ultimate sacrifice, probably would have somehow returned in season 2 if that ever happened. Yeah, I can definitely see Emma Frost returning because she was the most popular character. Yeah, if you don't know, Wolverine and the X-Men Emma Frost, easily the best Emma Frost, bar none, like Shadowlink said. Yeah, of course, who didn't want to marry her? Even Tony Stark wanted to marry her because she's just that alluring. Arrogant, confident, but with a good heart deep down, she is definitely a worthy queen. Okay, Kari Wahlgren's roles. Okay. Yeah, she was also Wasp in the Marvel Avengers. Okay, gotta use the restroom, but you guys feel free on who you want to vote for next. I'll be right back. Alright, Cat's back. What'd you guys vote for? People want Wasp. Emma Frost is something else. I don't even care that she's a telepath. Oh, Bodhi, you love telepaths. Psylocke's up here too, right next to your lovely White Queen. Alright, people want Janet Van Dyne, aka Wasp. Alright. Janet Van Dyne, Wasp, got the best picture of her from Earth's Mightiest Heroes, who is the definitive Wasp. Yep, Wasp, always buzzing on my mind, going into Mary right now, and yep, she is second place. I tie her with She-Hulk. I love Wasp. Earth's Mightiest Heroes made me a huge fan of Wasp, and I actually did like her in other stuff too, thanks to this cartoon. Yeah, we got the best picture of her. If you don't remember, there is every boy's favorite scene. Wasp and Hawkeye, technically, are both sunbathing by the pool. We do see Hulk shirtless, too, all the time, so it's about time we had more women shirtless scenes. So yeah, Wasp, absolutely love her. She is sweet, bubbly, charming. She's the bee's knees, man. You know you want Wasp. Yep, I do. I love Wasp. Voiced by Colleen O'Shaughnessy, who most of my followers will know as the voice of Jazz Fenton from Danny Phantom. She's Danny Phantom's sister, and she's Tails on Sonic, and Ino from Naruto. I was kind of surprised she was chosen to voice Wasp in one of her biggest roles ever. Wasp, She's cool. She's fun. She's just like She-Hulk, but her powers are she can shrink, she has wings, and she can shoot like wasp stingers. She like shoots lasers from her hands, basically. Those are her sting. Love Wasp. Earth's Mightiest Heroes made me a huge fan of this character because Earth's Mightiest Heroes has the definitive best versions of every Marvel character ever, and Wasp fully made into a cool icon thanks to that cartoon. I, as you can tell, absolutely love Wasp. Got the best picture of her where she's sunbathing. Yeah, she's really hot, not gonna lie. She's cute, she's adorable, she's very fun-loving, bubbly. The worst thing about her is her relationship with Ant-Man. Hank Pym totally took Wasp for granted. Wasp is fun, she's adventurous, she loves being a superhero, likes being the good girl, and treats the Avengers more like friends, whereas all the guys treat each other like co-workers. Cap is the one who treats them like family. Wasp actually treats them like they're all her buddies, her best friends, like guys who like to party with her. And Wasp is the fun one. She, as Hawkeye would say, she belongs on the party circuit. She likes to watch scary movies, has gossipy girl talks. She is actually friends with all the women of Marvel. We see her have girl talk with Carol Danvers, with Susan Storm, and with Jane Foster. She and Jane have a scary movie night. Also, Colleen O'Shaughnessy played Wasp. That she voiced Konohamaru in Naruto too, along with Ino. Emil Agastrate in Miraculous. Oh, she was in Miraculous? I did not know that. Momo Yaruzuzu in My Hero Academia, and Nell Neal in Bleach. Okay, yeah, she's done a lot of anime roles too. Really liked Colleen's voice. She's very sassy, very bubbly. She likes to have fun, basically. Wasp is the heart of the team. She's easily excitable. She loves being a superhero. She's kind of the team's mom, basically, always telling them the right thing to do, telling the guys that they should do better. Basically, likes being a superhero, and yeah, who doesn't want to be with a woman like that? Like, don't you want your girlfriend to be fun? Yeah, Wasp, definitely fun. I was so glad she broke up with Hank Pym when he became Yellow Jacket, because Janet deserved better. Basically, she and Hank are boyfriend and girlfriend, not married in this universe, at least as far as we can tell, and their relationship goes straight down the crapper because Wasp wants to be a superhero. She wants to explore and do more with her life, whereas Hank Pym, more quiet, reserved, wants a peaceful life, wants to do basically scientific, revolutionary kind of things with his powers, kind of like Reed and Sue, except a lot more toxic. I wish Christina Vee voiced Janet Van Dyne Wasp in the future. I'm surprised that she was able to wear that swimsuit without getting in trouble with parents at the time. Bro, it's just a bikini. Women wear them all the time. Have you ever been to the beach? It's like families go there all the time. You think they're telling the women there to cover up? Yeah, basically it's like one scene where she's lounging around in her bikini, basically. Wasp, very chill. She likes to relax and have her fun time when she's not being a superhero. Wasp and Hawkeye. Hawkeye was wearing a Speedo, man. Nobody complained about them. She and Hawkeye are basically sunbathing, and hilariously, their vacation is ruined when the ice storms hit and freeze over New York. Like, snow completely covers them in their revealing swimsuits. Hilarious scene. Still waiting for Wasp versus Bumblebee in Death Battle. Well, Wasp would totally win, because Wasp also has the power to grow giant. It just takes a lot more out of her. That's why Hank Pym is usually the one who shrinks and grows. Wasp can shrink. That's her favorite power. She likes growing smaller, turning herself into a wasp. And if you don't know, she's not helpless in shrunken form. She does have her normal human strength, but just turns smaller. She can punch guys, she can zap people with her blasters, has wings. Wasp is so hot, even Ultron wanted her. He was building Jocasta based off of her, and was going to rip Janet's brain out to plant it in Jocasta. That was a plot point in the Earth's Mightiest Heroes show, and yeah, Earth's Mightiest Hero is my favorite depiction of her. Also loved her in the Ultimate Avengers, where she did look pretty hot and was voiced by Grades Leo Griffin. Liked the MILF Wasp in the future Avengers anime show. Yeah, Kari Wahlgren plays her, and of course Kari Wahlgren has a naturally sexy voice. Also, I always wonder why she doesn't fly when she's in normal form but needs to shrink to use her wings. Yeah, apparently Wasp's wings can grow on her normal form. She just barely uses them. I guess she wanted to make herself a smaller target because she's always fighting bad guys who also shoot at them. Yeah, I really like her. She's also pretty smart. Wasp is seen as kind of the dumb one because she's not a genius scientist or a master strategist like all the other guys, but over time, she kind of grows up. She is a founding member of the Avengers. She cooks up a good plan once in a while, is very familiar with how bad guys operate. She likes kicking butt, and yeah, of course, I dig Wasp. Sorry, Bodhi, but she is definitely above Black Cat for me now, thanks to Earth's Mightiest Heroes. What more can I say? Wasp is the bee's knees. Alright, so got plenty more women to talk about. We should knock out some dead ducks next. Let's take out Quake. I'm sorry, Bodhi. Quake, Nick Fury's specialist earthquake superhero, going on to Cute. Yeah, Quake is going on to Cute, and which is a shame because she's voiced by Lacey Chabert, who I really love as a voice actress, but I'll just say Lacey was a lot better as Zatanna. Quake doesn't do too much in Earth's Mightiest Heroes, and I'm not familiar if she was in any other cartoons. I'm sure she was in Avengers Assembled, but never watched it. So, Quake. Yeah, Quake, she's fairly cute. I know my friend Bodhi really loves her. She's a lot more hot looking in the comics. Earth's Mightiest Heroes definitely did not make her look ugly, that's for sure. She looks very pretty, but not too much going on personality-wise in that show. Lacey Chabert, basically cool spy girl. She's Nick Fury's new right-hand woman after Black Widow goes AWOL, and Maria Hill takes over as the director of S.H.I.E.L.D. Basically, Quake does whatever Nick Fury commands, is his badass enforcer, a super spy, helps greatly during the Skrull invasion. Lacey Chabert delivers a very good performance, but unfortunately didn't break in past hot for me. I think she's cute and adorable. Like her as this kind of sweet girl who can also break you in a million different ways kind of character. Makes you wonder if Lacey stayed as Meg in Family Guy. I think she dodged a bullet. Alright. Okay. Polaris. Sorry, Bodhi, if you're still here. Polaris, going into Cute, but she will be higher than the other two. Polaris is Magneto's other daughter. If you can't tell, she's basically a green version of the Scarlet Witch. She's also a super witch. Polaris has magnet abilities. Out of all of Magneto's 3 kids, she's the one that actually has magnetic abilities. In Wolverine and the X-Men, she undergoes quite a lot of character development, surprisingly. Basically, she's the sheltered child. She's the sweet, shy, innocent girl in Magneto's villain family. Polaris doesn't want to commit evil, and she lives peacefully on her father's mutant safe zone, Genosha. Genosha is Magneto's kingdom, and basically, it's a private island where mutants can come and live without facing discrimination or hatred from humans. Live in peace, and Polaris is one of the civilians there. Yeah, Family Guy unfortunately lost its luster during the 2010s and beyond. Fully agree, Shadowlink. Family Guy used to be one of my favorite shows, and now I just want it to die. It went bad, and it went bad long ago. Like, I would say after And Then There Were Fewer was the point I stopped liking it. But classic Family Guy will always be classic, and you'll probably always see clips of the good Family Guy in our videos, because that was back when Family Guy tried. Anyways, Polaris, like her, she's pretty sweet, adorable, wholesome. She wants to be a good girl, and unfortunately, the harsh world of Marvel does interfere with that. She is legal because she dates Gambit. Gambit arrives on the island and basically seduces her, pretends he cares about her, but was actually using her for a thief job. Yeah, Gambit used Magneto's daughter for his own ends, and I really like that this pissed Polaris off. She used her magnet abilities and got back at him. She was super pissed, full on woman scorned. Polaris finds out that there are bad people out there, and even mutants can betray other mutants, and she slowly but surely starts to question her dad, Magneto. She has a loving relationship with her sister, Wanda. It isn't until we see a lot more character growth from her in the time skip where Professor X in the future finds Genosha in ruins and Polaris has become the new Magneto. She's wearing her dad's helmet, taking over what was left of Genosha, and she gets hints of a redemption arc. Professor X fights her. We find out that he used to be best friends with Magneto and he would never want Magneto to die. Polaris has good in her still. She is a lot more reasonable and heroic than her villainous dad ever was. And Polaris helps save Professor X once from Sentinels and hints that she might come back in the future to help them. And I do find Polaris cute. Love her redemption arc. She's very adorable, but she does kind of pale in comparison to her sister, Wanda. Also, Lacey voices Eliza Thornberry. Yeah, she did, from the Wild Thornberries. Alright, so who should we talk about next? I guess we should also talk about Spider-Man's ultimate love interest, Mary Jane. Yeah, Mary Jane, classic 90s Mary Jane, but we will count Spectacular too. Also going up on Mary right now. Yeah, I'll put her above Domino because Mary Jane, classic superhero love interest. This is 90s Mary Jane. If this was Spectacular Mary Jane, she would also be up on here because, yeah, Mary Jane, the sassy, badass, supportive girlfriend, the redhead. Who doesn't love MJ? Face it, Tiger, you just hit the jackpot. And Peter's meme smile. Like who married Magneto? Well, Magneto was in love with Rogue. It's implied he did have a relationship with Mystique, more so in the Fox movies, but the comics did leave that open to interpretation. Magneto did have several women who loved him. The less said about his relationship with Rogue, the better. But yeah, MJ going up on Mary right now, and yes, Spectacular MJ, who will also count up on here too, thanks to that, yeah. Loved Vanessa Marshall's portrayal of Mary Jane, but the classic Mary Jane was definitely a lot of little boys' high crush too. Basically, girl next door. She lives next to Peter. She's the hot girl, clearly out of his league, but actually very understanding, very nice. She's cool, confident, sassy. She wanted to be like a famous model, then a famous actress, and the Insomniac games made her a photographer because, yeah, let's draw more parallels to Lois Lane there. Yeah, who didn't like Mary Jane? She is definitely classic superhero love interest. Basically, she has a lot of drama with Peter because she doesn't know he's Spider-Man, but is the first woman that he reveals his identity to. Basically, they actually get married in the 90s show. It's hinted that Greg Weisman was gonna ultimately pair up his Mary Jane with Spidey too, because Spider-Man and Mary Jane belong together. They are perfect. They just click perfectly. She's the nice girl. She's definitely the popular character, but a popular girl with a heart. She does grow a conscience. She is actually nice. She does genuinely love Peter, and they become ultimately the best couple of the Marvel Universe. So, yeah, who doesn't want Mary Jane? All the women want Spider-Man. All the men want Black Cat or Mary Jane. So she's definitely up there next to the kitty cat. Plus the fact, the way she called Peter Tiger is kind of sexy. Yeah, she really loves giving people nicknames. Peter is her tiger. Because she knows that he's actually pretty strong underneath his innocent, fluffy, nice guy attitude. Yeah, Mary Jane Watson, of course she's going on Mary right now. I think the only bad Mary Jane we ever got was easily Zendaya. Do not like her on the MCU. And not a big fan of the Insomniac sequel Spider-Man where they gave her a weird man jaw. She looked very weird. They gave her bad animation. But yeah, animated Mary Jane, she is the jackpot. Love her. She's on Mary right now. Okay, speaking of love interest, I suppose we should also do Jane? Yeah, Jane Foster, Thor's love interest. Going on to cute. Yeah, I know, this might upset Bodhi because Bodhi loves the women of Thor, but yeah, Jane Foster, I think she's adorable. Kari Walgren also voices her, which led to a lot of hilarious fan speculation that Jane Foster and Amora were the same person because Kari Walgren voices both of them, and Kari does not exactly change her voice as either of them. She just gives Jane an American accent while Amora has a British accent. I remember in the final episode of the animated series where Madam Web promised to take Spider to find Mary Jane, but we never saw how he saved her. Yeah, spoilers, Mary Jane, this one dies in the 90s show. We find out she was a clone or something made the entire time. She and Hydro Man were both clones. They die horribly, and we get hints of the clone saga coming up. Jackal stole a part of Spidey's DNA. That led into the good clone saga from the 90s show, where basically Spider-Man and a whole bunch of multiverse Peter Parkers help save the day. Mary Jane is still out there, and they hint that the final season he was going to find her. So here's hoping for Spider-Man 97, which X-Men 97 did tease. Yeah, I never understood the different changes with the character looks in Insomniac. At least the voice and the writing was still fine. I thought the writing in Insomniac Spider-Man 2 was a bit messy, specifically the Miles Morales sections. But yeah, Mary Jane, of course, she's the jackpot. Anyways, Jane Foster, she's cute, got this wholesome romance with Thor. Basically, she's kind of Thor's bridge to the mortal world. Through Jane, Thor realizes that there's more to these mortals than meets the eye. They have a cute, wholesome romance. We never got a plot where Amora tried to kill Jane, which you'd feel like they would do, but nope, they never did. I liked her on Earth's Mightiest Heroes just fine, but Wasp was definitely my favorite one on that show. So I do love that she and Wasp had a scary movie night where Jane actually wanted to party with Wasp to ask if Thor has thought about her, having like sweet girl talk with Wasp, and knowing if Thor has called her or asked about her. Very, very cute and wholesome. Basically, if you don't know, Jane is actually a medic. She is not a scientist like in the MCU. She's an ambulance medic, kind of. Basically, she meets Thor whenever Thor is saving the day, and she helps save lives, which gains Thor's eye because he's surprised that humans care for one another and show compassion towards each other, and Jane shows that mortals have good in them. Yeah, I find her pretty cute. She's wholesome, nice girl, caring, compassionate, unfortunately not as explored, and not as hot as the Wasp, I'll say that. Still a better Jane than Bore and Blunder. Oh yeah, female Thor, where they gave Natalie Portman CGI muscles. Alright, so, who to do next? Got quite a lot. I guess we should also do, Jean Grey. So, Jean, the aka Marvel Girl, aka Phoenix, might surprise people, but I'm putting her on meh. Yeah, Jean Grey never really did anything for me. Not as a kitten, not as a teen, not as an adult kitty. Jean, not really my type. I know everybody likes her. Famke Janssen from the Fox movies is pretty beautiful, but this version of Jean didn't do much for me. I liked her on X-Men Evolution, but Jean's never been a Marvel crush for me, not gonna lie. She is definitely on the mess side. I never got why Wolverine and Cyclops fought over her when Storm is so much hotter. Meh, how dare you? Yeah, sorry anime, Jean Grey, not really my type. I don't really find her attractive. It doesn't help that Wolverine and the X-Men Jean did nothing. She was a damsel in distress for the entire series. Yeah, sadly, we never got a second season where she got more proactive. And liked her on X-Men Evolution. She was kick-ass, but still not a Marvel crush in my eyes. And X-Men the Animated Series Jean, also pretty kick-ass, but she was also a lot more of the heart. She was the team mom, basically, and not as kick-ass as Storm or Rogue, we'll put it that way. Psylocke, a lot hotter, and Emma Frost, definitely way hotter on Wolverine and the X-Men. Jean Grey doesn't really do anything for me. Didn't really feel attached to her, didn't like her, she's not my favorite X-Men, and if I ever make a top 10 best X-Men list, Jean Grey would be in the honorable mentions. Definitely was better on X-Men Evolution. The other versions were either okay, meh, or just there. Yeah, but we're ranking them on their hotness and waifu material, and Jean Grey is just kind of a meh. Definitely pick Emma or Psylocke over her. If she was real in here, she would erase your mind. Yeah, Professor X, I'd make you believe that you were a 6-year-old girl. Seriously? I'd have Jean braid your hair. Yeah, let's talk about a hotter X-Men. Let's talk about Storm. Storm going on to hot. Yep, got our first hot entry. So, Storm ordinarily is one of the most beautiful women of the Marvel Universe. She is literally a goddess. She looks hot. She kicks ass. Love her savage tribal look here. If you can't tell, this is Storm, specifically Wolverine and the X-Men Storm, where she quit the X-Men and went back to Africa, basically, and readopted her native heritage. Storm ordinarily would be on S tier, but I don't think she's really been all that hot in animation. That's kind of my thing. So, Storm, look at the comics and look at all the fan art of her. She is very beautiful. Easily, the Storm as a whole would be S tier, but we're judging on her cartoon appearances, and honestly, I'll put her on hot. She did look pretty. I loved X-Men Evolution Storm. I wish they picked that one. She would have made it up high, but no, we got Wolverine and the X-Men Storm, who looked pretty. She was definitely beautiful. She wasn't ugly, that's for sure. She was voiced by Haku from Naruto, which, very weird casting. I'm surprised they never got Cree Summer to voice her. Yeah, not really. In the cartoons, Storm's not even as hot as she is in the comics. Like, look at any of the comic pictures or all the fan art of Storm, and she is a goddess, man. She is beautiful. She is honestly rivals She-Hulk and Wasp and even Black Cat in terms of beauty, but in cartoons, they kind of tone her down. She looks fairly pretty in the 90s show. She looks very beautiful in X-Men Evolution, and she looks decently hot in Wolverine and the X-Men, but they kind of tone her down. That's kind of my thing. Also, Storm's played by who? Played by Haku from Naruto. I'm back, just eating chicken, popcorn chicken tenders. Ooh, very good, Akira. We're on Storm right now, and Storm I'm unfortunately putting in hot. I know a lot of people would say she should be on Mary right now, but they chose Wolverine in the X-Men Storm, where they don't really show her beauty that much. She looks more like an anime character rather than a sexual African goddess. If you don't know, Storm has the powers of weather. She can manipulate storms. She can create snow, make it rain, make thunder. Really kick-ass hero. Storm is ordinarily Marvel's Wonder Woman. She's the strong, independent woman, kicks ass, confident in herself, one of the most beautiful women of Marvel, and strangely you never feel that in any of her cartoon appearances. They kind of tone her down. I think Psylocke and Emma Frost look way better than this version of Storm does. X-Men Evolution Storm, she was a lot more pretty. She was a more mature, confident teacher, had her insecurities, had a dark backstory where basically an evil African mutant tried to use her storm powers for evil. I believe it was the Shadow King or something like that. Yeah, Susan Dalian played Storm. Yeah, they get a lot of actresses I don't know, and I did like X-Men the Animated Series Storm. She did look hot and kick-ass, and then X-Men 97 happened, and they gave her this really ugly haircut. Do not like the Mohawk Storm. I'm just gonna say it. I do not like Storm with the mohawk and the gangster look. I mean, the outfit looks nice, but the hairstyle does not look good on her. It is very weird seeing, you know, a grown-ass woman with a mohawk. Basically, she has, like, a mohawk. She becomes the leader of these underground mutants known as the Morlocks. She takes it over and kicks Calypso's ass. Halle Berry Storm definitely looked way hotter. This version of Storm, basically kind of cloudy. Cloudy with a chance of meh, but I'll put her on hot because she was definitely a lot better looking than these other women. Well, actually, Marvel versions of Mary Batson. People say she's more like Wonder Woman. Alright, so let's do, while we're on X-Men, let's do Lady Deathstrike, who also going on meh. This is Lady Deathstrike from those direct-to-video Marvel movies by Christopher Yost. Do not find her attractive. She is no Kelly Hu, and it doesn't help that the movies turned her into kind of a combat sadomasochist. Lady Deathstrike is an evil girl Wolverine, but her fingernails turn into the deadly metal claws. She has like these creepy slicer arms, which already unattractive, and she also gets turned on with bloodlust. She likes killing people. She gets turned on getting stabbed, stabbing others, treats Wolverine and her death battle kind of like a sex night, basically. Very creepy. So yeah, Lady Deathstrike, definitely a dead duck on this list. Not into her. She's going on meh. Don't worry, Jean is much better than her. Alright, you want Mystique, huh? Alright, we got X-Men Evolution Mystique. Very wise because she was the hottest one. Okay, so Mystique, controversial, but she's going on super hot. If this was Rebecca Romijn's Mystique, easy S tier. I loved that Mystique. Her look, her attitude. Rebecca Romijn's very smooth, mysterious charms. That version of Mystique rocked. So, this is X-Men Evolution Mystique. She was in basically every X-Men cartoon. Liked her classic look in the 90s show. They brought the classic look back in Wolverine and the X-Men, but here they tried to make her look like a mix between her classic comic look and Rebecca Romijn. And yeah, definitely super hot. Yeah, definitely thought Mystique was very, very alluring. She was definitely one of my first X-Men crushes for sure. Loved the mysterious, sassy blue girl, very smart villain, a chess master kind of villain, manipulative bitch. She was cool, she was badass, she was creepy, and she also had some surprisingly funny moments. It was very clear Mystique was kind of Magneto's Starscream in X-Men Evolution. She was his reluctant second in command. She wanted to call the shots of the Brotherhood of Mutants. However, Magneto would always put her in her place, abuse her. We find out that she is actually Nightcrawler's mother. This was the first time I found out that Mystique and Nightcrawler were related watching reruns of Evolution. Oh yeah, Rebecca Romijn definitely would be S tier. Yeah, for sure. Rebecca Romijn's Mystique definitely up on Mary right now, but the animated Mystiques, the ones we have from all the cartoons, definitely super hot. She is very pretty. However, they fully embrace her villain side. She is definitely the X-Men's Baroness. Evil girl, likes doing evil things. She does have some redeemable traits to her, but ultimately, her selfishness and evil side are what kind of ruin it. Mystique is definitely a bad person, and that's what ruined her relationships. X-Men Evolution did address she is Nightcrawler and Rogue's mother. Basically, she raised them, but then they became mutants and she abandoned them to help chase her villain dreams. She tries to make up for that, but nope, they're having none of it because Mystique has done too many evil things. It's implied we were gonna get like a follow-up to her confronting her children, but because Mystique actually wanted Nightcrawler to be her loving son. She wanted a normal life, but it's implied Magneto mutated her son into Nightcrawler. He got like her blue skin and the demon appendages and all that, and Mystique wants to get her children back, but also is ultimately a bad person because she tried to destroy the X-Men multiple times. Colleen Wheeler played her. I think she was like pretty unknown. Realize something. Wouldn't she be classified as non-binary as she changes her appearance to a guy too? Please explain this to me. No, Mystique is not non-binary. Stop making shapeshifters non-binary because they can change shape. That means they have no gender. No. Mystique is a woman. Her shapeshifting is her skin. It's like a chameleon skin. This is why the Fox X-Men made Mystique look kind of lizard-like, and they gave her scales. Mystique can change her skin into another person. That's how her shapeshifting works. She's a chameleon. She changes how she looks on the surface, but underneath, she is a woman. She is a woman impersonating them. She can change how she looks and how she talks like a chameleon, basically. It's her mutant power. She is a woman. No, ignore the stupid Marvel comics where she grew male reproductive organs. That is not how it works. She changes how she looks and sounds, and that's about it. The one thing that the movie Mystique had that the animated one don't have is that she's naked. Well, her scales do cover the naughty bits, so definitely really like that design too. They did try to make her look like Rebecca Romijn, but obviously it's a PG show, so they gave her actual clothes over her skin, rather than the scales just covering up her no-no parts. She was also Xena Zabi in Mobile Suit Gundam. Never watched it. Yeah, Mystique, yeah, look at her. She's pretty hot. Like, I find it so hilarious that Mystique is classified as ugly because she's a mutant when, look at her, she's like a supermodel with blue skin. That is the extent of her ugliness. She's a supermodel with blue skin. Really liked her outfit, liked her persona. She got a lot more moments to shine in X-Men Evolution than any other cartoon. In X-Men the Animated Series, she was an important character, but more of a reoccurring antagonist, and X-Men, Wolverine and the X-Men, she did have this relationship with Wolverine back when he was James Howlett. It's implied they were part of the X-Force together, and we were going to find out more about their dynamic. It's implied that she was Wolverine's lover instead of Silver Fox in this version. Would have liked to see that come to fruition, but ultimately, Mystique's personality does hold her back from Mary right now. Liked her a lot more in the Fox movies. That Mystique was S tier, but this version, our first super hot. Put her on there, loses 1 point because of her evil persona. She can change into a lot of things, but one thing she can't change is who she is deep down. Anyways, Mystique, super hot. Alright, gotta use the restroom again, but feel free to vote. Got plenty of women to choose from still, and some I know you're looking forward to. Cast your vote, I'll be right back. Alright, we're back, Marvel fans. What do you want? Someone wants Sue Storm, someone's the fan favorite Rogue, like having a shapeshifter mother figure girlfriend. Very weird. So gorgeous, just as herself. Magneto was spitting facts. Yeah, Mystique, perfection. Blue form is hot. I don't know what the heck these humans are crying about that. She's a scary, hideous mutant. Bro, she's like a model with blue skin. That's really it. Scarlet Witch. Okay, got a lot of votes. Okay. So I guess since we're on X-Men, we'll do everyone's favorite Rogue. We have two Rogues on here. We have Rogue's ass and a regular Rogue. We'll talk about regular Rogue first. Rogue, going on to Mary right now. That's right, Sugar. Rogue, lovable, really like her. Rogue is spunky, sassy, has a real backbone to her, kicks a lot of ass, and looks good while doing it. Yeah, X-Men's Rogue, they got the good Rogue. I'm sorry Goth Rogue did not make it on here, but don't worry, Jon Snow and Bodhi, Goth Rogue would have been up here in S tier too. We're just counting one character as the interpretation, but we'll mention Goth Rogue. He is very pretty too. Yes, Rogue, finally. Also a follow-up about Mystique. Why did they give her dexterity on her feet and toes in the films? Why was the point of that? I believe it was to show how Mystique was acrobatic, but going hand in hand, I think it was supposed to show that she's also part lizard. She has like lizard claws on her feet. You have to like pay real close attention. You can see she kind of has like claws on her blue feet, and I guess she used those like how a lizard would. Yeah, Mystique is very flexible too, and that's pretty hot. But hey, an excuse to see Rebecca Romijn show some leg. Pretty. I'm not gonna complain. Anyways, Rogue, Mystique's daughter. Rogue, love her, really like her attitude. She is no nonsense. She kicks butt. She's one of the fun X-Men. Rogue is basically kind of one of the more morally gray X-Men usually. She has a good heart. She likes being a hero, doing the right thing. Kind of the X-Men's answer to Wasp. Very fun-loving, very spunky. She does undergo morality struggles from time to time. I remember X-Men Evolution and Wolverine and the X-Men's Rogue struggled with being a hero or a villain. Rogue is just awesome and hot. Whether it's the 90s or X-Men Evolutions versions, Rogue is in my top 5 for a reason. Yeah, Bodhi, I know you love Rogue. We know that she's a fan favorite is because she can never experience love of her powers. Yeah, that's unfortunately why she's low on the Marry Me right now, because as hot as Rogue is, you can't touch her. Yeah, you can't touch her without dying. Unfortunately, the one man who can is Magneto. I know you're all looking forward to this, her love life with Magneto. Definitely something that hurts her for some fans. Okay, so the age difference does not bother me at all. What bothers me is Magneto's evil. He's a villain. He tried to kill your friends, and Rogue is totally all over Eric. I guess he has that Michael Fassbender riz, but whatever. Yeah, Magneto and Rogue have an infamous relationship, and fully agree she belongs with Gambit. Gambit is much more her type, like their dynamic a whole lot more. Also, Rogue is better power absorbed than Lila Rossi as Chameleon, which sucks. Yeah, Rogue, if you don't know, her superpower is she can absorb the powers, abilities, and even skills of anyone she touches. Her skin has like an absorbing touch. She can touch people and gain their ability. She touches Magneto, she can gain his magnet powers. She touches Cyclops, she can shoot lasers from her eyes. She touches Mystique, she can shapeshift, etc., etc. That's her super abilities. And Rogue can actually fly. She absorbed Captain Marvel's powers, or Miss Marvel. Yeah, if you don't know, Miss Marvel only exists so Rogue could have stolen her powers and kind of keep them forever because Rogue's constantly flying. Anna Paquin was actually very pretty as Rogue, but captured none of her persona for the X-Men movies. Anna Paquin was more like Jubilee than she was Rogue in the Foxverse. I felt like the ending of X-Men The Last Stand was a good one, as Rogue took the cure and now she can touch people. Yeah, that was definitely one of the good points, giving fanboys hope that they can have sex with Rogue finally. Love Savage Land Rogue. I think all my fans know that design, Savage Land's Rogue. Very, very hot. Almost tops Emma Frost's look. Very iconic. Rogue, very fun. Who wouldn't want to marry her? She's fun, confident, sassy, likes being a hero, likes helping mutants out of the goodness of her heart, suffers moral struggles from time to time. If you don't know, X-Men Evolution and Wolverine and the X-Men's Rogue briefly had stints as a villain. They were a part of the Brotherhood of Mutants, ultimately decided to become X-Men because Rogue does have a good heart in her and likes to do the right thing, gives up on these evil, bad people because ultimately she realizes that they're bad people. Sorry, just reading some comments. Yeah, I'd marry Rogue. I think everyone wants to marry Rogue. Everyone's glad she's up here on S tier next to She-Hulk and Gamora and Black Cat. Don't worry, Bodhi. Rogue, definitely a marriage material. Definitely a girl you'll really wish to touch. So we should also talk about Rogue's ass. Yeah, seriously, I did not make this list. They added a picture of Rogue's butt. Rogue's butt going on to super hot. It looks good, but you gotta deal with a lot of crap from it. Yeah, that's right, I went there. Yeah, we'll put it on super hot because it is a rather nice butt. Super iconic, right up there next to Mystique in terms of allure. Yeah, don't ask me why Rogue's butt made it on here. I did not make this list. I swear to you all, I did not insert it here. But yeah, Rogue's butt, super hot. Yeah, I'm sure everyone has this image if you're a Rogue fan. Alright, so someone wanted Sue Storm. The Invisible Woman. Susan Storm, later Susan Richards. The heart of the Fantastic Four. And they got the hottest Susan Storm from the anime Fantastic Four World's Greatest Heroes. Sue, yep, going on to Marry Me Right Now. I will put her under Rogue then. Yeah, the Invisible Woman, pretty hot. No Jessica Alba, but not exactly ugly, too. Susan Storm is basically the mature one of the Fantastic Four, the level-headed one, the one that's grounded in reality for Reed, and the one that's the nice moral compass for Johnny and Ben Grimm. When I was a kid, I created a new mutant and his name was Ned, and his powers allowed him to nullify other mutant powers, not like Leech, who had temporary. And he would be perfect boyfriend for Rogue. Everyone loves Rogue. Anyways, the Invisible Woman, yeah, I think everybody really liked her. She is an underrated hottie. Susan Storm looks more like a model, but she's actually a brilliant scientist. Pretty clever casting Jessica Alba as her. I think Jessica Alba is still the best Susan Storm. We'll see how the new girl does on that new Fantastic Four movie. But yeah, this version of Sue was a reason people watch the show. Fantastic Four, World's Greatest Heroes. Sue was also in the 90s Fantastic Four, which tragically fell into obscurity. Yeah, a lot of people don't remember. There was a Fantastic Four 90s show. It went alongside the Hulk's 90s show and Spider-Man's 90s show and the X-Men the animated series. Sue did become Malice in that show, so definitely watch it for that. Everyone loves the Malice outfit. But anime Susan Storm, yeah, she's very, very pretty, very beautiful. Definitely really like her. She is a stable woman and super intelligent. This Sue is so hot, she gained the eye of Mr. Fantastic, Doctor Doom, and Namor. Yeah, Sue is that hot. That butt is a place no man can ever go, as it is one way place to the afterlife. Yeah. I saw this Boop Marry Kill video of randomly paired Marvel characters yesterday. These guys chose to kill Rogue, marry Mantis, and Boop Hawkeye. Oh, really? That should be the opposite way around. And if it's Hawkeye, it better be Kate Bishop, because I'm not doing Clint. Yeah, anyways, the Invisible Woman is the first Marvel family. She's the team mom. She's caring. She's compassionate. Her powers are she can turn invisible and she can create force fields. Her force field powers can bend light, which make her appear invisible. And all of us boys remember all the funny moments where she usually accidentally becomes visible again, but without her clothes. Classic moment. My teen self really liked that. I thought her name was Invisible Girl. Well, she is Invisible Girl at first, but they changed it to Invisible Woman because that's more PC. Yeah, Invisible Girl, Invisible Woman, it's the same person. It's Susan Storm. Basically, genius scientist of the Fantastic Four, but she's a lot more grounded in reality. She keeps Reed from drifting into space too often, and keeps Johnny and the Thing acting as good guys and behaving themselves. Really like her. Like, who didn't like this Sue Storm? She was just as hot as the She-Hulk. So yeah, we'd marry her right now. She's definitely a girl that's very visible on this list. Danica McKellar is the voice I hear when I read Susan Storm in the comics. Oh, really? I thought you hear her as Miss Martian. I remember that 90s show where there was a story arc involving Johnny and the Inhuman named Crystal. Alright. Let's knock this girl out. I believe this is one of Galactus's minions, one of his heralds from Earth's Mightiest Heroes. We'll put her on meh. Yeah, she doesn't really do anything for me. Definitely not one of the sexier aliens. But you know who is? We'll put this Skrull Queen onto hot. This is the evil Skrull Queen who tried to conquer humanity through her secret invasion of Skrulls. Basically, she's been impersonating a major character in Nick Fury's Inner Circle. Won't spoil it for fans, but yeah, pretty hot alien queen. However, what knocks her down is she wants to kill all humans, so that is kind of a turnoff. But still, I do have a weak spot for sexy aliens. We'll put her on hot. That 90s show is story. Okay, Crystal Bailey was voiced by Laura Grist from Dead Rising and Emma Frost on Astonishing X-Men. She voiced Sue in Ultimate Alliance, sounded so pure. Yeah, Sue is the caring one. She's the heart and soul, which is why her turning into Malice was a huge shock. Okay, just scrolling over. Let's talk Madam Hydra. Madam Hydra going into just plain hot. Yeah, Madam Hydra has a few scenes in Earth's Mightiest Heroes. Basically, she's the evil Black Widow. She serves Baron von Strucker as his right-hand woman after Reaper is taken out halfway through the show. This is basically an evil Black Widow. This is Madam Hydra. Later, Madam Viper. She goes out on her own, becoming the leader of the Serpent Society. Basically, she serves as Baron von Strucker's right-hand woman for the first season. Then in the second season, we find out she was replaced by a Skrull for the Secret Invasion arc, where she forms a deadly alliance with Captain America, where they escape Skrull prison. There is one iconic scene everyone loves to meme and reference it. Basically, this very hot scene where Madam Hydra takes a grenade pin out with her tongue very sexually before throwing it. Yeah, basically that's why people like her. She had that one scene where she sexually takes out a grenade pin with her tongue before throwing it at the Avengers and having epic battles. Part of her face is deformed because she got it burned in a war with the American government. She is a commie, which is also kind of a turnoff. So yeah, I'll stick her on hot. I know my friend Bodhi really likes her, but she's done a little better in other things. She's remembered for that one sexy gif from Earth's Mightiest Heroes, just like how Wasp is remembered for her bikini scene. Okay, so, alright, we'll knock off Betty Ross, who I'll put on super hot. Yeah, this is Betty Ross, aka she eventually becomes Red She-Hulk. This is Hulk's supportive girlfriend / love interest from the Incredible Hulk 90s show, because this was the most famous one. I don't think we've had many adaptations of Red She-Hulk yet, at least ones that look super sexy. If she wasn't so vicious, I'd marry Viper. Rocking that sexy green spandex really does something for me. Ah, dude, Rogue wore it better. Anyways, Betty Ross, yeah, love her, supportive girlfriend, she's very hot. She did kind of pale in comparison to She-Hulk, but that's because She-Hulk has it going on. Betty Ross is hot enough to be a fashion warrior. If you don't know, Betty Ross is the daughter of General Thunderbolt Ross, aka the Red Hulk. In the show, she's trying to help Bruce control his Hulk mutation, secretly helping him along the side against her father. She's actually a brilliant scientist, works for the military, helping Bruce Banner basically control the Hulk and control his powers. Which, yeah, very attractive. Love a girlfriend who will do anything for you. She definitely wins points for that because she does not give up on her man. And eventually in the second season, where Bruce does get a normal life again, she helps him control his powers and they start going around town. And Betty joins the Fashion Warriors. Basically, they're these kick-ass military and scientist women who do a fashion show. And yeah, they're all strong, independent, kick-ass women who kick butt, save the day, and look hot while doing it. And Clearly, they got the best picture of her because it's during her modeling phase. Yeah, Betty Ross, very super hot. Loved the Fashion Warriors episode. Highly recommend it to all you guys. Vanessa Marshall is Viper. Okay, yeah, Vanessa Marshall was Madam Viper slash Hydra, and she's also Black Widow in Earth's Mightiest Heroes. Does a very good job. Vanessa Marshall's got it going on. Did you remember the arc of the disappearance of Mary Jane in The Amazing Spider-Man? The whole clone thing. Yeah, I did bring that up. Mary Jane was a clone all along and she died, telling him that the real Mary Jane is out there and they belong together. But she has no red skin like in the comics. Sorry, Akira, Betty Ross does not become She-Hulk in most of her cartoons because one, She-Hulk did not exist yet. That was kind of a thing that came later. The Hulk show was on in the 90s. Even General Ross did not become Red Hulk yet until like the 2000s. Red She-Hulk is kind of tragic if you remember where Betty's gamma exposure came from. Yeah, Betty Ross, eventually she'll become Red She-Hulk, which, yeah, definitely just as hot as the main She-Hulk, but unfortunately did not happen in her best cartoon, the 90s show. Instead, she's just kind of girl next door, supportive girlfriend through most of it, but I put her on super hot because girl's a fashion warrior and kicking ass with She-Hulk in that episode. Also, major daddy issues. Do not want to deal with her daddy, General Ross, just to date her. But we'll put her on super hot because she is definitely she's definitely super nuclear. 90s Rogue versus Rogue Evolution versus Rogue 2024. Isn't the Rogue from 2024 just an extension of the 90s one? I know they gave her a bad redesign, but it's supposed to be the same character. Alright, so I think this is Lady Sif. Correct me if I'm wrong on that one. This might be Lady Sif from one of the direct-to-video Marvel movies. So we'll talk about someone else. Let's talk about Mockingbird. Bodhi, I suggest you watch Earth's Mightiest Heroes because this is Mockingbird who is going on to super hot. This is basically the Avengers Earth's Mightiest Heroes equivalent of Black Canary. She was a S.H.I.E.L.D. agent who decided to become a superhero working for S.H.I.E.L.D. She had this flirty romance with Hawkeye. So, at first in Earth's Mightiest Heroes, she's actually kind of a background character. She's a fangirl of Hawkeye, admiring him and Black Widow kicking ass. Hawkeye is framed as a traitor and basically finds himself on the wrong side of the law. The Avengers take Hawkeye in because they believe he's innocent, where Hawkeye starts forming his bond with the Avengers. However, he's replaced by Mockingbird, this sexy blonde secret agent who becomes kind of Black Canary. She has a bow staff, a very sensual outfit, and becomes a martial artist superhero. Bobby Morse. Hell yeah. That's right, buddy. Yep, this is Mockingbird. She actually had a very nice character arc going from a beleaguered, assistant. She's a fangirl of Nick Fury and Hawkeye to becoming her own superhero. She essentially takes Hawkeye's place as a S.H.I.E.L.D. agent, not an Avenger, as one of Nick Fury's elite S.H.I.E.L.D. agents. She's there kicking ass and has a very snazzy outfit. Basically, it's kind of a bathing suit with a Black Canary mask and jacket, has a bow staff, she is a martial artist. She and Hawkeye form a pseudo-romance. Basically, she has a huge crush on Hawkeye, and Hawkeye kind of gets over Black Widow and starts crushing on her. She becomes his second love. They get into sexy adventures together. The show really loved putting Mockingbird in bondage. There's a famous scene where she's in chains and has a collar around her neck. Very, very lustful and meme-worthy. She looks like Marvel Black Canary, but doesn't she have pink hair? Supposed to be. They are based on the original comics look at the time. Elizabeth Daily played Mockingbird. Very surprised to hear her back again. Okay, correct myself. 90s Rogue versus Evolution Goth Rogue. I will stick with 90s Rogue because 90s Rogue is a lot more older. A lot more of an adult, whereas Evolution Rogue, she's definitely pretty. Yes, I know Jon Snow pointed out she is legal. She is 18, but still a bit too young for me. I do prefer most of my women past 20 at least, and this Rogue was definitely there. She had a fair relationship with Peter Parker in the comics at some point too. Wish it lasted. Oh, Mockingbird did date Peter. Oh, lucky him. In the show, she's kind of a playful, flirty ally with Hawkeye. Hawkeye doesn't trust her because she's S.H.I.E.L.D. She doesn't trust him at first because he's been declared a legal traitor, but during their scuffles, they get captured by Hydra together. We find out she was actually working with Nick Fury deep undercover, trying to learn if Hawkeye was indeed innocent. She does believe him and prove his innocence. They defeat Baron von Strucker, expose that Black Widow was the real traitor working for Hydra. Spoilers, Black Widow is a double, reverse, quadruple agent who was good all along, but it was part of her cover. That kind of BS. And yeah, I really liked her. She is a playful flirt. She has this very femme fatale but spunky badass kind of persona. She's not afraid to get her hands dirty. She is very much a military girl. She can fight. She can kick ass. She's not afraid to get her hands dirty, get deep in the mission, but she also flirts with Hawkeye when she can. She really likes his outfit, admires his butt at one point, so don't say the show objectifies women. The men are pretty much hot too. She checked out Hawkeye's butt in one shot, and they playfully tease that they find the other hotter in their superhero outfit. Yeah, Mockingbird, super hot. She is definitely a lovely bird. Not as good as Black Canary, but she's definitely one who takes flight. Alright, gotta go to the restroom again, but final string. You guys vote. Got some great lookers here, so we're definitely gonna end on a high note, but cast your vote. I'll be right back. Alright, Marvel fans, I'm back. Who do you guys want next? Check it out. Yeah, that was E.G. Bailey. You want Scarlet Witch? I love Mockingbird's classic outfit more than this one, but still a bombshell. Fully agree, Bodhi. I did not see her classic outfit. I agree this version is still pretty hot. No slouch in that department. Alright, let's do it. Wanda Maximoff, aka the Scarlet Witch. So, probably gonna upset a lot of people. Scarlet Witch has never been one of my favorites, but I don't think she's ugly. We'll put her on hot. Yeah, I'll put her above Storm, honestly. Yeah, okay, sorry people. Scarlet Witch, right smack in the middle. I do think she is hot. She's definitely good looking in Wolverine and the X-Men, and we do not talk about her X-Men Evolution look. I did not like her punk goth kind of look. Let's just say the goth looked way better on Rogue than it did Wanda. So Scarlet Witch is Magneto's other daughter. She's the older daughter, and I think she's the older sister too. Scarlet Witch is Magneto's daughter. She has psychic abilities too. She's more so telekinetic. I don't think she's a full-blown telepath. She can move things with her mind. She can conjure up powers. She can move things at like basically a thought. Sorry, I had a belch. Yeah, she can move things with her mind, can blink and set you on fire, can shoot fire from her hands. Telekinetic. I don't think she's a full-blown telepath, but she does have mind powers. Oh god, no. X-Men Evolution look of Scarlet Witch, WTF. Fully agree, Shadowlink. X-Men Evolution Scarlet Witch was hideous. She did not look good. She honestly looked more like a dude. Her goth look, not as hot as Rogue's. We'll leave it at that. And I don't remember anything about her from the 90s X-Men show. I know Quicksilver was on that show, but Wolverine and the X-Men's Wanda made it on here for a reason, because it actually looks like her beautiful comic version. Okay, so, I think she's hot, but nothing more. Scarlet Witch, exactly like Jean, has never been one of my favorite Marvel crushes. I especially prefer She-Hulk, Wasp, and Black Cat. Black Cat, way better. Wanda, I know a lot of people like her. She's done a lot better on Wolverine in the X-Men than the MCU currently, but this version, very good looking, but not exactly waifu material. If you don't know, Wanda gets shipped with a lot of characters. So, Wanda's comic love interest is Vision, who is a robot, so girl likes it kind of freaky. Then she gets shipped with Toad in X-Men Evolution. Well, Toad loves her, but she's grossed out by him. And in Wolverine and the X-Men, she has a romance with Nightcrawler. Nightcrawler moves to Genosha to find a better life. He finds out Magneto's evil, so the Brotherhood takes him hostage and holds him there against his will, but Wanda tries to prove that the Brotherhood of Mutants is not evil, and she spends a lot of time with Nightcrawler, where they slowly but surely fall in love. It's very clearly Kurt and Wanda have feelings for each other, but she's not my girlfriend type of romance. She's played by Kate Higgins. Yeah, Sakura. Well, not the first fictional character to get with a robot cyborg, to be fair. Yeah, well, I preferred Janet, who did not want to hook up with Ultron, because hooking up with a robot is pretty weird. Also, how did they have children? I never understood how she and Vision had children, even though he's a machine. Like, did he build reproductive organs? Yeah, Wanda doesn't really do much for me. I don't think she's ugly by any means, and I do like her chemistry with Nightcrawler. Very cute. They try to pretend they don't have feelings for each other, but actually do. It's hinted that Wanda turns good, where she eventually does turn her back on Magneto after his plan is exposed, where he was the one who instigated the war with the Sentinels and was going to sacrifice everyone at Genosha, including all the mutants who came there looking for a peaceful life. Wanda exiled Magneto at the end, hinting that she was going to become the anti-hero we all know and love. The animated Wanda's never been too high for me. She's definitely okay. I can understand other people loving her, but I'm sticking her on just hot. I know most fans don't want to mess with the modern Wanda because she's kind of mentally unstable with her power set, but pre-MCU classic Wanda was amazing and gorgeous. Yeah, they used her best look for her on this. Who played Sakura on Naruto? I did say that. Oh, she was Mayor Nettles in Scooby-Doo Mystery Incorporated. Did not know that. And Sailor Mercury. Honestly, considering putting her sister higher than her on my list, though. Yeah, you would. Also, do you think Christina V played Scarlet Witch as Veronica Mayday personality-wise? No, I can see Christina V as Mockingbird. Maybe Tigra, but yeah, Mockingbird seems more up her alley. Also, Kate Higgins played Princess Aurora. Alright, so got a lot of great ladies left. I suppose you should take out the last dead duck lady. I think this is Lady Sif from one of the anime Thor movies. I could be wrong. If someone corrects me in the comments section, go ahead. But alright, let's talk about Maria Hill. Okay, Maria Hill is a bitch, but She's a super hot bitch. I'm not gonna lie. I'll put her under Mockingbird. So, Earth's Mightiest Heroes actually made Maria Hill one of my favorite characters, and man, she is super hot. Probably because she's just Selina Kyle, but working for S.H.I.E.L.D. Okay, so I know Maria Hill is kind of nasty, rude, she's no nonsense, ultra dead serious, kind of a bitch towards the Avengers, but they do humanize her from the second season onward. Maria Hill is at first Nick Fury's second in command, running S.H.I.E.L.D. with the guy with the eye patch, basically. However, unlike Nick Fury, Maria Hill does not trust the Avengers. They are hinting at the Civil War story arc where she doesn't trust them. She thinks the superheroes are loose cannons who need to take accountability and work for the government and all that jazz. I should have thought about Polaris being on the tier list now that I think about it. Yeah, Polaris is down here, Bodhi. She made it onto cute because I find her adorable, but not one of my crushes. Anyways, Maria Hill, she's pretty hot. She's pretty fire, not gonna lie. She's definitely a military girl. This pretty much looks like Selina Kyle, just in a S.H.I.E.L.D. uniform and with tan skin. Yeah, Kari Wurr played Maria Hill. I remember her on Eight-Legged Freaks. Yeah, so Maria Hill, basically, she's kind of an untrustful bitch. She does not like the Avengers. Nick Fury goes missing. He's like attacked by Hydra and then uncovers the secret invasion from the Skrulls. So Nick Fury goes deep undercover where Maria Hill steps up and takes over as the director of S.H.I.E.L.D. And the number one enemy on her list is the Avengers. She becomes a thorn in the Avengers' side, actually tries to arrest them when they're trying to save Washington from Hydra. So that did not score her points. I missed Mockingbird. What I remember from her is that she was voiced by E.G. Daily. So weird to hear her voice a female character, not a guy. Yeah, Maria Hill, very sexy. Not gonna lie, the spy catsuit looks good. There's a lot of shots of Maria Hill's butt. Yeah, they definitely gave her kind of a rogue butt, if you know what I mean. A lot of her leaning over. We see her backside. Maria Hill's got a very sexy military girl body. This girl definitely lives. We get fan service like workout shots of her. So Maria Hill tries to basically get the Avengers to work for the government. In this universe, they do not. The Avengers are their own thing. They're their own superhero team, but Maria Hill does explain later that she thinks they're dodging accountability, that they need support from the government, and they need to face consequences from their actions because the Avengers don't have to pay for the damages that the world suffers, like destroyed buildings, destroyed roads, all the chaos that happens from supervillain attacks. But Tony Stark points out that they shouldn't have to because they're trying to help save and prevent real villains from doing the terrorizing. I think Quake is a hotter than her. I know you do, Bodhi. Quake is on here, but I put her on cute because she didn't get to do much. Since Maria Hill acts more like Amanda Waller from Justice League. Yeah, that's exactly Akira. She is more like Amanda Waller. She's definitely the no-nonsense government agent. However, come season 2, that really won me points. Basically, she does try to resolve things with the Avengers diplomatically and peacefully. She visits Tony Stark at his company. However, during an AIM invasion, AIM attacks Stark Industries, hacking in with the Technovore, and Maria Hill and a non-ironed up Tony Stark are trapped in the Stark Tower, basically have to work together and defeat the Technovore and AIM. And through this, we find out there's more to Maria Hill than meets the eye. I noticed that some of the heroes from Marvel are placed in New York City. Wonder why. Yeah, because Stan Lee is from New York, so most of the Marvel-verse is all in that state alone. Thank goodness Hawkeye had the West Coast Avengers. Yeah, so Maria Hill is at first all up in Tony's business. However, we actually do see Maria Hill does have a nice side. She is ultimately a good person deep down. She helps Tony when he's out of the armor, saves him from the Technovore, and actually surprisingly flirts with Tony Stark, which I was very shocked to see. You think she was like kind of a bitch 24/7, but no, Maria Hill's actually laid back. She actually playfully teases Tony, has a side, and jokes that she might go out with Tony. Tony definitely offers like dinner date with her. She at first she's kind of like teasing the idea. She's definitely into Tony, and we do see their hatred actually evolves into sexual tension as the show goes on. At least as close to sexual tension as a PG kid-friendly show can get away with. I wish Animated Quake wore her SHIELD uniform. Yeah, unfortunately, she wears her super suit, Bodhi. She did disguise herself as a UPS lady at one point. So, yeah, I actually did like seeing this side to Maria Hill. I actually saw she has a nice side. She is laid back. She wants the Avengers to be her partners, basically. She reveals that she wants the Avengers to be kind of co-commanders with her, be in like her inner circle. She does give them leeway, but ultimately, Tony says no. Maria Hill says she's not going to stop trying and she'll be watching him, but is a lot more open to working with the Avengers by this point. And Maria Hill actually saves the day once. She saves Nick Fury and Iron Man from the Skrull Queen. Yeah, after all the jokes about how Maria Hill was useless, we find out she's not. She comes bursting in, guns blazing, and kills some Skrulls, and saves Tony by plugging in his new heart. And yeah, this kind of puts water under the bridge. They bury the hatchet, and Maria Hill is now sort of frenemies with the Avengers. She now realizes they're important and trusts them. And yeah, I find Maria super hot. I mean, look at her. Sexy military girl. She kicks ass. She wears that kick-ass spy outfit. Looks like a Hispanic Selena Kyle, so that definitely won points too. I won't put her on Mary right now because Maria does have her anger issues, and a lot of her no-nonsense attitude, it kind of kills the fun. But she's definitely my type of agent I'd trust defending me any day. Putting her on super hot. Alright, let's do Silver Sable from Spectacular Spidey, my favorite. And I know this isn't going to shock Bodhi, but Silver Sable going on to Mary right now. And yes, I will put her above Rogue. Yeah, love her. The queen of a nation. Silver Sable, in the Spectacular version, she's actually the daughter of Silvermane. They made them related because, I guess, both their names are Silver, so it makes sense. Silver Sable, really like her, got a weakness for kick-ass spy girls. Silver Sable is basically a badass mercenary warrior princess. She, in this cartoon, the Spectacular Spider-Man, she does her daddy's bidding, basically as his right-hand woman and ultimate protector. She's like the Talia to his Ra's al Ghul. Ultimately, Silver Sable was supposed to get a redemption arc where we'd see her evolve into her anti-hero Sable that we all know and love from the comics. So, yeah, I really like her. She's hot, she kicks ass, she's very fun, and loved that she actually had a past relationship with Hammerhead. That gave her and Hammerhead a lot more funny depth. Basically, Hammerhead used to work for her dad Silvermane's operation. They had this forbidden romance, and it ended implied horribly. They had an ugly breakup, and basically act like bitter exes, which is so much fun, and a lot funnier if you've played the Insomniac Spider-Man games, which have both Silver Sable and Hammerhead as arch enemies in that. It's so humorous, and I liked Nikki Cox's performance. Basically, she tries to be this cool femme fatale girl, but ultimately, she's kind of a dorky daddy's girl at heart. She's very bitter about her breakup with Hammerhead. It's implied that he broke up with her, but she tries to see it as, oh, she actually did the breaking. Silver Sable should have had a death battle opponents. Silver Sable versus Talia al Ghul. That is off the top of my head one of the best matches. Sable in the show, badass mercenary. She's riding helicopters, shooting guns, basically acting as kind of a Black Widow-esque femme fatale type of character. I don't like Spectacular Sable as a character, but Sable in general is a goddess. Silver Sable is kind of incompetent in Insomniac. Yeah, she was. She was basically an idiot who would get clowned on by supervillains to show why Spider-Man was needed. Spectacular. Yes, she is not 100% faithful to the character. Greg Weisman did imply and say on Twitter that he was going to have her evolve into the Silver Sable we know and love. We were going to see her as the good queen, the tough Iron Lady with a heart of gold deep down, who would form a sort of alliance with Spider-Man because they both wanted the same good thing. She was gonna break free of her evil dad's hold over her. Basically, Silvermane got locked up and sent to prison in Spectacular Spidey, and she was left in charge of their Silver Empire, and we were gonna see a more heroic side as she realized she didn't like being evil. Well, not if you count the DLC. Yeah, sorry, Bodhi. I know you don't like Spectacular Sable, but I do. I got a soft spot for Silver Sable, and I know it's not accurate to the real Silver Sable, but they did not do a bad job. Really liked her. She's pretty much just the Baroness on Spectacular Spider-Man. Love her. I'd date her and marry her right now. And yeah, it would also make me a king of an empire, so who doesn't want that? Definitely a beautiful princess. Alright, final three. I know I gotta use the bathroom again, but cast your vote. Final three, let's go. Black Widow, Miss Marvel, and I believe Lady Sif. BRB. Alright, I'm back. Sorry, drinking a lot of water here, but let's go. What'd you guys vote for? Black Widow. Sable also appeared in the 90s series, but was barely in it until the final season. Oh, okay, she was. I guess that's why Spectacular Silver got a lot more. She had at least 3 episodes. Sorry, just catching up on comments. Okay, you want Black Widow. Insomniac Silver Sable just wanted to kill Spider-Man half the time. Wish she had more depth. Funny that she kills Hammerhead in that universe, though. Yeah, absolutely hilarious if you watch Spectacular Spider-Man, where they used to date, so she finally got one over her bad ex. Alright, Black Widow. They did use Earth's Mightiest Heroes Black Widow, who is the most popular one. So I will put her on Mary right now. Yep, Black Widow. She has always been one of the hottest Marvel characters, and Earth's Mightiest Heroes definitely did not fail in that department. She is a sexy, badass super spy. Black Widow has always been a lot of people's Marvel crush, and I will say, Bodhi, I agree, Olivia Dabo's Black Widow way hotter. She would have made it a bit higher up. Olivia Dabo's Black Widow is definitely one of my favorites now after watching those movies. But Vanessa Marshall's Black Widow, definitely no slouch. This Black Widow's hot. Exactly like Maria Hill, they give her a lot of butt shots. Christopher Yost animators definitely had fun drawing this. I mean, they gave her and Black Widow so many, Black Widow and Maria Hill have so many butt shots, and Wasp, they probably had a lot of fun drawing with too, as you can see here. Black Widow, yeah, of course she's S tier. Of course you'd marry her right now. Kick-ass super spy. Fun, sultry, alluring, a total bombshell, and also a kick-ass hero. Definitely super smart. She is an ultimate super spy. The only problem is she does have some trust issues because they do allude to her past as a KGB agent. Black Widow spends most of season 1 of Earth's Mightiest Heroes as a villainess. She is actually deep undercover infiltrating Hydra. She pretends she betrays S.H.I.E.L.D. and frames Hawkeye for it, which breaks up their romance. And basically, she pretends she's a villainess serving Hydra. However, she drops hints to Hawkeye that she's on his side, and she does ultimately sabotage Hydra in the end when the Avengers attack Baron von Strucker's stronghold. They take him down, and Black Widow reveals that she was a good guy all along, and Black Widow did have a relationship with Hawkeye in this show. We do see they have a kiss moment, which honestly kind of shocking. I did not realize they had that kind of a strength relationship together. When it comes to Natasha, it's Nika Futterman's voice or nobody. That's right, Nika Futterman also voiced the Black Widow. There's honestly a few hotter versions of this character. I like Olivia Dabo's Black Widow from the Ultimate Avengers movie. She looked very beautiful in that. Nika Futterman also played Black Widow in some of the direct-to-video movies. And the less said about the side-shaved haircut Black Widow from the Disney shows, the better. Laura Bailey, do not like her as Black Widow. Laura Bailey gives her a very generic voice. I think Bailey was better as Catwoman than as Natasha. But Black Widow definitely packs a very sharp sting, even in animated form. I could definitely see her on S tier. Would marry her right now, even though she's a deadly spider. Alright, last two. Alright, I believe this is Lady Sif. I could be wrong, but I'll speak my mind on Lady Sif. Her putting on meh. Yeah, Lady Sif is honestly never been well drawn in animated stuff. And Lady Sif is one of the most beautiful Marvel women ever. Read her comics, way hotter in the MCU. She made it on A tier for me. But animated Lady Sif, I have not found a drawing version of her that I like. She looks okay, definitely not ugly. I mean, she's on meh, but doesn't really do anything for me. Lady Sif is alright. I'm putting her on meh. Even Nika Futterman's sexy voice couldn't lift her up higher. And ending on a high note, let's do last, Miss Marvel Carol Danvers. Miss Marvel going up onto Mary right now. Yeah, I'll put her beneath Psylocke, but above Emma Frost. After how awful Brie Larson and the MCU butchered this character, I was utterly shocked watching Earth's Mightiest Heroes for the first time. How great she is in this cartoon. They actually made Miss Marvel awesome. Jennifer Hale voices her using her Commander Shepard voice, and she's alluring, man. She is in the same league as Wasp and Emma Frost, that's for sure. Miss Marvel, she is a sexy, badass super soldier. She's no nonsense, she kicks ass. She wears kind of a combo of her classic outfit and her Warbird outfit. Basically, she's wearing a swimsuit, but looks very good on her. Shows off her nice rack, shows off her butt. A lot of butt shots from Carol. We do get some leg shots, so Bodhi, you get to see Carol's nice legs. And really like military girls because they are buff and look very good, well-toned figure. So Miss Marvel is to become the terrible Captain Marvel. This was back when Carol was the only Miss Marvel. We did not get Kamala Khan yet. Oh, and no, Kamala Khan's not on this list because she's a minor. Yeah, Jennifer Hale made Carol Danvers awesome. Really loved how Earth's Mightiest Heroes made her good. Basically, she's the muscle. She's the tough girl. She's kind of the second in command on the Avengers because she's got a military code. She's personality-wise, she's kind of girl Captain America. She believes in rules and order. She's a part of an agency called SWORD. However, she's not afraid to basically get down and dirty, fight on the front lines. She is a soldier on heart, and yeah, that's kind of a turn on for me. Love warrior women, love badass women with spies, and Carol, definitely the tomboy of the group. Very down to earth. She is best friends with Wasp, which is very shocking. It is very hilarious seeing the feminine Janet Van Dyne and the military girl Carol having girl talk. Well, of course, Jennifer Hale voicing a character is guaranteed to be a winner. And yeah, way better than Brie Larson Marvel. Of course she is. Bro, if Brie Larson was the worst Captain Marvel, Jennifer Hale's Earth's Mightiest Heroes Carol is the best Captain Marvel. This is the Captain Marvel people love. People liked Carol when she was hot, when she was kick-ass, and I do believe if she did become Captain Marvel, she still would have been far superior. So Jennifer Hale voiced Sam in Totally Spies and Bayonetta. Jennifer Hale is also Black Cat on here, so yeah, Jennifer Hale really kept her sexy voice. Carol is definitely a grown woman, very mature than Wasp, but however, also got a good heart deep down. She likes doing the right thing. She has this kind of fun relationship with the Avengers. I do like that Carol is a fangirl of the Avengers. She looks up to the superheroes. She actually wanted to join the Avengers first chance she got, has this kind of dorky side she hides behind her tough girl front, which made her very charming. Ultimately, she is very strict. She's kind of like the Urza Scarlet for the Avengers. No nonsense, ultra serious, but does have compassion deep down. And of course, Earth's Mightiest Heroes made her kick ass. A lot of nice shots of her rear. She does get to show off her legs, so I know Bodhi will really like that. She's got nice legs like Zatanna does. And yeah, this Carol I actually would like to marry because she's kick-ass, she's brave, she's stunning, she's really cool, she's best friends with Wasp, so she actually does have a friendly demeanor. She's not an unlikable bitch like Captain Larson is. This Carol, definitely one of the best interpretations of the character because they heightened all her strengths. Basically, Carol undergoes kind of a character arc of joining the Avengers and accepting them as more of her family, not as her soldiers. Carol has always been ultra serious, and she does have a good heart deep down, and realizes that the Avengers are more like people. They're her family. They're not her troops. And Carol kind of eases up, gets a more lighthearted, laid-back attitude. She has a sort of relationship with the real Captain Mar-Vell, voiced by Roger Craig Smith, from the Kree Empire. They did follow her origin. She got her powers from Captain Mar-Vell, who saved her life. Isn't Grey DeLisle vocal as Captain Marvel? I do like Grey DeLisle, but she voiced like Carol once on Superhero Squad, and that was about it. Jennifer Hale was way better. Also, have you heard of Winter Reign? No, I have not, Akira. I have not heard of it. So yeah, basically, Captain Mar-Vell accidentally transferred power into her, where she becomes a badass super soldier. Carol's powers are, she's got the strength of the Hulk, and got Super Saiyan energy, basically. She can shoot lasers, she can punch real hard, got super strength, she can fly. Kind of girl Superman, or the Marvel equivalent to Power Girl, which of course is why a lot of people like her. And yeah, I really like that about Carol. She's a hardened soldier, but basically getting her humanity back, ironically, by joining the Avengers. And yeah, she's pretty hot. She's in the same league as Wasp for me, honestly. I know Bodhi would probably choose Captain Marvel over Wasp, but what can I say? Wasp is a lot more fun. But yeah, Miss Marvel is definitely a shooting star on this list. But yeah, that pretty much completes our Marvel tier list. These are take a picture. This is my full ranking of all the Marvel women. Glad you guys stopped by to watch. We'll go over them one last time for any late birds who are here. April Stewart is my preferred Carol Danvers. You would like her, Bodhi. Jennifer Hale definitely does it for me, but Jennifer Hale has a lot of sexy voices. So it's done. I have to say bye since I have homework to do. Okay, bye, Kira. Don't worry, we're only going over it one more time. Okay, so don't really have a worst option. We have meh. These are the plain Janes. Madame Mask, psychotic yandere, do not want anything to do with her. One of Galactus's heralds, evil and no personality. Lady Deathstrike, she's a psychopath too, not really turned on by her. Kelly Hu was better. Lady Sif, not the hottest I've ever seen. They kind of nerf her beauty. She looks hotter than everything else, but in animated shows, not too much. Hela, she's creepy. Next, Jean Grey. Jean Grey has never done it for me. She's not one of my Marvel crushes. I've never really liked her. I can understand other people liking her, but me, never found her attractive in any of the cartoons. Famke Janssen was really better. Pretty fun list. Glad I could join. Glad you made it, Bodhi. Talked about how awesome Wasp and She-Hulk are. Cute. Shadowcat, Quake, Polaris, and Jane Foster. They're adorable, they're sweet, really like them. I can see other people loving them, but not high-tier Marvel waifus for me. Hot. Wanda, the Scarlet Witch, Storm, whose beauty was nerfed, the Skrull Queen, hot but evil, and Madam Hydra / Madam Viper, hot but also evil as hell, definitely a turn-off. These women, pretty alluring, they're attractive, superhero eye candy for sure, but not crush zone. Super hot, Rogue's butt, of course, it's great, it is the super hottest part on her, really like her, but you gotta put up with a lot of crap from her. Then Betty Ross, love a supportive girlfriend, of course she's on here, would have made it higher if she became Red She-Hulk, but she doesn't. Maria Hill, I think she's super hot. I had a crush on her from Earth's Mightiest Heroes along with Wasp, but her attitude is the only thing that holds her back. Mockingbird. Yep, she's a total bombshell, a really kick-ass fun one too. Didn't make it due to a lack of screen time on the Marriage Zone. Super hot, last is Mystique. Really like her, but again, she's also evil. But Rebecca Romijn Mystique really was my childhood, so of course I really liked this Mystique a lot. She is super hot. This was fun, but I gotta go. Can't wait for next stream. Yeah, we are doing another stream, I think tomorrow, maybe Sunday. We're gonna do a ranking on the Goosebumps villains. So if you're here, look forward to that. And last, Marry Me Right Now. Ultimate crushes, my waifus, the ones I and a lot of Marvel family dig. Black Widow, yep, hot super spy, of course she's on here, just as even more hotter than Scarlett Johansson in my opinion. Susan Storm, yeah, especially the anime Susan, they captured her beauty quite well. Sue is so hot that she attracted otherworldly beings, so of course she's up here. Rogue, classic Marvel X-Men crush. I love the 90s Rogue a lot. Yes, Goth Rogue would be up here too if they use that picture, but of course I see the appeal of Rogue. She's so hot that touching her is lethal. Silver Sable, my kind of warrior princess. I know she's inaccurate in a lot of things, but what can I say? I dig Silver Sable. Domino. Yeah, they actually made her very hot on her first major X-Men cartoon. Gwendolyn Yao's voice really hot. Love the morally gray bad girl with a heart of gold. I adore her just as much as Zazie Beetz from the Deadpool movies. Mary Jane, of course she's up here. If Spectacular MJ was here, yes, she'd be up here in S tier too, but she was on the last list. Of course, every Marvel fanboy's crush, you totally understand why Spidey would fight the devil just to keep her. Goosebumps villains already? Interesting. Yeah, I wanted to experiment with that. We haven't talked about the episodes yet, so we will go light on the spoilers. Amora the Enchantress. Yeah, Bodhi, I agree. She is enchanting. Definitely a sexy sorceress, and one you'd like to spend in that in that weird utopia dream world forever. Black Cat, yeah, of course she's S tier. Who doesn't love Black Cat? She's Marvel's Catwoman, of course I dig her. If Tricia Helfer's Black Cat was on here, she would be up here too. I do prefer Tricia a lot more than Jennifer Hale, but hey, Jennifer Hale's not bad. 90s Black Cat definitely was my intro to this character, and I really dig her still. She's made her mark on my memory. Emma Frost. Yep, Wolverine and the X-Men made Emma Frost awesome. She was also another childhood crush, so she's definitely a worthy queen. Miss Marvel, Carol Danvers, they actually did it. They made Carol Danvers cool. And yeah, her Miss Marvel is the hottest by far none. I do like her comic look a lot more, but what the cartoon did to her was definitely not bad. Really love Miss Marvel. This is the Miss Marvel / Carol Danvers we need in Marvel right now. Psylocke. Yep, Bodhi, Psylocke made it on board. I'm pretty sure this is Betsy Braddock, but you know, it's when they were combined in one body. Yeah, Psylocke is every Marvel boy's crush, and if you don't believe me, look how many people play as her on Marvel Rivals. Tigra. Yep, got a thing for sexy cat women, and of course, Tigra, a sexy model who became a furry cat person, definitely laid a slash on my mind. Love Tigra, really like her, want to party with her. Wasp. Yep, Bodhi, Janet Van Dyne is one of my favorite crushes of all time. She did get a mention on my waifus list. I did make a second list, so she is on there. See that video now if you want to see where she landed. But Wasp, love her, love everything about her. Earth's Mightiest Heroes made me a Wasp fanboy. She's the bee's knees. And number one, appropriately, the real She-Hulk. She-Hulk is awesome. She is classic. She's Marvel's Marilyn Monroe. She's hot, she's badass, and ultimately one of the best good girls ever. Who doesn't love She-Hulk? She-Hulk is definitely the nice green gal, and she is the number one hottest animated Marvel babe. So yeah, that pretty much completes our list. Thank you all for joining us. I hope you guys join us for the next one because these tier lists are pretty fun to do and it's not like we're low on ideas. Wanted to do this one as a last tribute for the month of love. Hopefully we have a lot of fun on our Goosebumps one. That's the one I'm leaning towards the most, but we'll see. But anyways, take one last snapshot of the tier list if you haven't already. This completes our hottest animated Marvel babes. Remember to like, comment, share, and subscribe, or just tune in for more videos posted here on Wolf Entertainment. I'm your host, Catastrophe, and I hope you all have a lovely day. Excelsior!